to episode 78 of the All the Books Show, the official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library, where we talk book news.
My gosh, you're being so boring. What's up with you?
We talk book news,
wrong?
library news, author news, literary events, Legos.
You'll have to forgive Eric. He's coming down from a chili pepper high
Yeah.
when he saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers over the weekend. And now
Yeah.
colors don't seem as bright.
Nope.
Nothing tastes as
Yeah.
good. Sounds
Yeah.
are
But that
muted.
could be because of all the smoking that was going on around me.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
concert started, as soon as the lights went down, I was like, oh, wow. Like, the person, like, right behind me, he would lean down,
Yeah.
like no one could see what
They
he was
couldn't.
doing, take
Wow.
a big drag of whatever he was smoking,
Wow.
and then he would put it down, like, hide it,
Yeah.
and just, like, blow out all the smoke, and we're like,
Yeah.
that guy's a super spy.
Right, yeah.
No one knows what he's doing.
Either that man is a dragon
Yeah.
or...
So
sensory overload all around.
yeah.
But
yeah.
good show? Good show?
It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Well, I've seen dinosaur stuff.
Okay.
So, it was pretty good.
So it's
it
up
was
there.
like it
It's
was the
high
best
up there.
concert I've ever been to in my
Okay.
life.
All right.
It was the Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
They're as celebrity for me as it can get. There are no other like celebrities that me seeing them is going to have that same effect.
Nice.
I mean, Anthony Kiedis has been singing in my ears for 15 years.
Wow.
So,
That's a long time.
yeah.
I love their latest album. Is The Getaway? Is that what the whole
Yeah,
album
that's what
is
it's
called?
called.
That's great. We have it down in our collection. We have a few of theirs.
They played The Getaway, Dark
Yeah.
Necessities, Sick Love, Go Robot, and Goodbye Angels.
Wow.
They're all solid ones.
Quite a
so,
bit.
Yeah,
Quite a bit of tracks from that.
Yeah, they've been doing.
I guess
it's
it
their
makes
Getaway
sense.
tour.
Yeah.
So they had like 5 from it.
Yeah.
They played like 16 or so songs. It was really good.
Cool.
2 songs from By the Way. 2 songs from Stadium Arcadium. Multiple songs from their Californication album because it's a huge one.
Huh.
So they started with Scar Tissue. Or
Exciting.
they did Can't Stop and then Danny California and then Scar Tissue.
Mm-hmm.
And Scar Tissue, it was like out of those 3, Scar Tissue was like, yeah. Everyone was so excited.
Well, we have quite a few of their albums here in our collection. So if you want to relive
I have
on a
all
muted
their
scale
albums in my collection.
Eric's experience, you can check out.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a DVD concert too, don't we?
Yeah, we have them live at Slane Castles.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. And that's with John
Our arts
Frusciante.
and music DVD collection is actually really great. There's a lot of concert films,
Yeah.
a lot of different things throughout. So
Yeah.
you can relive the magic at home.
I've
folks.
used it to check
That's
a bunch
all.
of them out. I watched I think we talked about it even. I watched the Song Remains the Same, which is like this weird movie concert of Led Zeppelin. Like it's a concert and people don't even consider it one of their best concerts, but every now and then it will break and we'll see like some kind of trippy movie story for each of the band members. Like
Yeah.
one of them is suddenly like they're singing the song and a guitar solo starts, and then suddenly we see the band member like riding like in a boat, coming to land, getting on a horse and storming a castle.
Wow.
And then like another one, his like fantasy dream is just him at home reading to his 2 British children in their home. And
That sounds like a strange pick.
it is.
I'll tell you what I'm excited for in that collection, the 8 Days a Week, the new Ron Howard Beatles touring
Oh, yeah.
film, which coincidentally just won a Grammy.
Sure did.
So congratulations, Ron Howard and the Beatles. The Beatles, I feel like, haven't gotten enough acclaim, so
That's
it's nice
true,
that
yeah.
they're finally
Good
recognized
'cause they can finally get another
for their
Grammy.
contribution. Anyway, he's Eric Mikols, and I'm Nick Gunning, and we are going to talk about books and that sort of thing coming up, and we even have a special guest. We have a special guest in the house today, Eric's wife,
Oh, I
Kendra.
thought it was me again.
No, you're special. but
Sure.
You're not a guest. You're
Yeah.
a special host.
Yeah.
So
She's
yeah.
a special guest. She's a special lady. She's not here right
Yeah,
now, so
yeah.
stop trying to talk
It
to
looks
her.
like one of us is going to be a third wheel, though. You got you and your wife.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it won't be weird for
Well,
her.
you've got
about being the third
your
wheel.
new Joey Fatone.
You think I'm the third wheel? Because I met her.
Oh, sure, yeah.
She's going to drag us down.
Yeah,
First of all,
sorry.
it's not Joey Fatone. It's Joey Tribbiani from Friends.
Who's Joey Fatone?
From NSYNC?
Oh, right,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Joey Tribbiani.
Yeah, Joey Tribbiani.
So-
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about Nicholas Sparks with Kendra a little bit later.
No, quick, stay, podcats. It's
Yeah,
gonna,
no.
it's gonna
It'll
be a good show.
fun. It'll be
Yeah.
fun. Kendra's an expert, and we're both
Yeah.
novices when it comes to Nicholas Sparks. So it's a Valentine
No,
episode.
you and I, surprised.
It's a Valentine episode.
Yeah, it's a Valentine. We both read the
No
same Nicholas.
spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay, never mind.
All right. Before we dig into our bookmark, I wanted to mention too that also over the weekend the Image Awards happened. So the Image Award is an accolade presented by the NAACP to honor outstanding people of color in film, television, music, and literature. So before we dig into other things, I wanted to go over the winners for literature this year. So the Image Award for outstanding literary work in fiction went to The Book of Harlan by Bernice L. McFadden. For nonfiction, Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly, which you probably have heard of because the movie's such a huge hit right now.
It is.
So-
It's making a buku buck. It's not.
Yeah.
It's one of those Academy ones where it gets a whole bunch of award nominations, but it's also
acclaim and
ranking
popularity. Yeah.
So that and La La Land are the two that are like having the most success out of all the Oscar ones right now. Though Fences is doing pretty good from what I've read.
Yeah, I do want to see that,
especially because it has like such a low budget.
Yeah,
and it's Denzel.
Yeah, based on the August Wilson play. There's your page to screen adaptation right there.
Yeah.
Outstanding literary work debut and outstanding literary work biography went to the same person, Trevor Noah, for Born a Crime: Stories from a South African Childhood. I have not read this.
Is this
yet.
his debut? His first book?
His first
I almost
book.
kind of find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I haven't read this yet, but it's definitely on my list, and I just
you read anything that comes out of the Daily Show.
STLS librarians went to meet with Senator Young down in Jamestown, and Tina from the Cuba Library, she and I got to talking about this book. She recommended it highly, and I already wanted to read it, so definitely I'm going to be checking in. Outstanding literary work instructional went to Eric's hero, Damon John, The Power of Broke.
One, we have this in our collection.
Yeah.
Two, out of all the sharks, Mark Cuban is is the
he's
go-to
your
for me. But Damon is great. If I ever had a product in Damon John wanted to invest, oh man, forget about it.
Okay.
If Damon and Mark Cuban both went in on my product, on my, I don't know, shampoo that rinses your hair green.
Okay.
Green shampoo.
Yeah.
But also leaves your hair green.
You would...
And also spells your name.
That sounds like a good idea.
Look, I'm looking for $200,000 for 10% equity in my company.
No. I'll give you $5,000 for 25%. That's my final offer.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me can I make a phone call?
Yep.
Okay. Listen, I just talked to my wife. She
Yeah.
said that's a no-go.
Okay,
I need the $5 million.
I'm not
10%.
securing this product, so for that reason, I'm out.
Darn it!
Sorry.
Barbara, please.
All right, wait. All right, we have one more winner for the Image Awards for the adult section. Outstanding literary work in poetry goes to Rita Dove for her collected poems 1974 to 2004. A few youth awards. From
Why
the
doesn't
Image
the
Awards.
Rita Dove sing anymore?
I don't know.
Is that a phrase?
No.
Oh, okay. Outstanding literary work for children. I don't know why I'm reading this.
You're the head of youth services.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Tiny Stitches, The Life of Medical Pioneer Vivian Jones.
Oh.
An outstanding literary work, Youth and Teens, As Brave as You by Jason Reynolds.
Jason Reynolds. Do we have those? Do you know?
We're getting them.
I think we have. I think others in the system have them if we don't. So anyway, all of those are available through STLS, and we can certainly get them for you. To see the complete list of winners and other nominees,
Hey, do
you
want
can
your
visit
water?
the website at NAACPimageawards.net.
I get a cup of water over on my side.
Thanks for my water.
I know you get
That's so
thirsty.
great.
This is thirsty
Anyway,
work.
Let's dive into our bookmark now. So what have you been reading, buddy?
Oh, where's my Goodreads?
don't
I
know.
didn't even open it up.
Oh boy, I can
What?
start then.
What am I even doing?
You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
I read a slew of graphic novels. Shocker for everybody involved. I know.
Yeah.
I finished Spidey Volume 2. Great 12-volume Spider-Man series. I love
12
it.
volume? 12 issues.
12 issue. Yeah, 2 volumes.
Oh, good thing I'm here.
I recommend this so highly, so I think you should check it out sometime. I read Batman I Am Gotham, the first volume of Batman from the Rebirth era.
I think I'm like one volume left of the New 52 era before I can get to there.
Very different from the Scott Snyder run.
Okay, yeah.
And I think in a good way. I think it was a nice, refreshing. It had its problems, but I'll definitely read volume 2.
I think I brought up before that I think the Scott Snyder run has like ran out, like after 0 year.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, maybe he should have
He's still on it though. There's a new title called All Star Batman written by Scott
yeah.
Snyder, so he's still
I just
on
think
board.
maybe there comes a point where you've said most
Yeah, I
of what
don't
you want to
think-
say about
yeah,
a character. Like,
yeah, it's
I
a
feel
long,
like he
long run.
said what he wants to say about Batman and the Joker. I mean, when he did the 0 year was an origin story.
Yeah.
So like, what else do you have to say after
I don't
Batman's
know.
origin
Unless
story?
you're gonna tell the final story.
Yeah. Though Chris Claremont wrote X-Men for 17 years.
Wow. But
So.
that's a team too. That's different. You can
It's
focus
true, and he
on
kept
different
making new
elements.
characters.
Yeah,
Like he made
so.
Gambit like his last 2 years on the thing.
Based on Eric's suggestion, I read Why the Last Man.
Wait, did you like I Am Gotham?
Oh, I did like I Am Gotham. Yeah, I said that.
That's in our collection, right?
I don't think we do have that one actually.
Oh, that was you bought that.
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. I can never tell when you're buying something or checking something out.
Anyway, Why the Last Man, good stuff. Invincible 21, long-running Robert Kirkman series, coming to a close very soon, so I'm sad about that. All those were good. I also finished The Lost Years by J.M. Dillard.
Why did
I'm currently reading...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what were you going to ask me?
Go ahead.
I'm currently reading Backblast by Mark Greaney. So,
That's just
It's a weird title.
That's just a fart, Nick.
Oh,
You're not
wow.
supposed to say that
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Sorry.
We keep it clean.
Yeah, you're right. It is an awkward title, though, and I haven't really got to what it means yet, but...
Yeah.
I'm really liking this. I picked this up on a whim. We were talking about this author, I think, last week. I think he has another book in this series coming out, and we talked about this a little bit. So that sort of put it on my radar. But I picked this one up, and I'm really enjoying it. Now, Mark Greaney, you might recognize the name more from the Tom Clancy world because he's writing a lot of the Tom Clancy series right now. So I haven't read any of those, but this is, I think, actually I'm reading book 5 in his Gray Man series about, like, basically a burned spy. But it grabbed me right from the start. It's a big, thick book, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'll keep you posted on that. I'm about to start my book club books, Pelican Brief and The Nest by Cynthia D'Apric Sweeney. So those are sort of next on my list.
Cool. You also tell me about. Well, I mean, you will.
Yeah,
but I look forward to hearing about The Nest.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you.
That was on the New York Times bestsellers list for a while.
Yeah,
it's about the family that has to deal with the fact that they get a smaller inheritance than they were planning on.
Yeah.
So it's rough. And they had all bought boats.
Yeah.
No,
everyone had a boat.
How come you just skipped over Why the Last Man?
Well, I figured we'd dig into it a little more when we talk about our non-superhero graphic novels.
Yeah.
Down the road. I did like it though. I'll give you that.
Nice.
I'm definitely going to keep reading the series.
You might just like Brian K. Vaughan.
Maybe.
Because you also like Paper Girls. Mm-hmm. And you like Why the Last Man.
Oh, that's right. He writes Paper Girls. Yeah.
Have you read Runaways?
My wife has read it, but I haven't.
Okay. I can't think of anything else you might have read by him.
Yeah.
But you got some other stuff. I think had left you Ex Machina.
Yeah, I've got a few things.
Which is his Mayor of New York former superhero book.
Yep.
All right. What have I read? Nick, thanks for asking again.
Oh,
to double check.
Sorry, I'll re-ask.
All right. Are you all done?
Yeah, I'm all done.
Okay. Yep. That seems like a light load for you.
Oh.
You had a busy week / weekend?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I finished Kenneth Opel's Every Hidden Thing.
Oh, the paleontology book.
It's so I'm going to have to connect this to right now I'm reading Dragon's Teeth.
Oh.
By Michael Crichton.
Michael Crichton. Somebody got an ARC copy.
Yeah. So I got an advanced reader's copy of Dragon's Teeth, which I'm giving to Nick as soon as I finish. And I'm reading I finished Every Hidden Thing by Kenneth Opel. Both are about two rival paleontologists set during the Bone Wars of the 18th century, the 1800s.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that Every Hidden Thing, the two fathers are based off the characters.
Okay.
Off the real-life paleontologists who had the real rivalry. And Dragon's Teeth by Michael Crichton is about those actual...
Really?
So, like, Every Hidden Thing, they're made-up names. You know, there's some... There's some liberties taken in their stories and stuff, and it's about their kids, their son and the one's son and the other's daughter, and how they fall in love and everything. But then Michael Crichton's is just like it's following this fictional character who ends up working with both of these real life paleontologists. So it's just funny that these two books would be out at around the same time.
Yeah.
About the same thing. Like the Bone Wars are back, baby.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I've learned from both of these books?
I don't
know if I ever knew this as a kid. I feel embarrassed that I didn't. But when they were discovering new dinosaurs, sometimes all they discovered was their teeth. But from the teeth, they were able to calculate how big the dinosaur was.
Wow.
Because the dinosaur's jaw would have a row of those teeth. So they would, measure the teeth and decide how many teeth would be in that jaw. And so for the jaw, would then need a skull big enough to support that jaw, which would need a neck strong enough to hold that, which would need a body and vertebrae. And then they were able to calculate, like the T-Rex is this big because its teeth are this big.
That's fascinating.
I love it.
Do you think, because now I have pretty big buck teeth in the front, I got these two big ones.
Okay.
If paleontologists were to just find these two teeth, do you think they would think I was like 8 feet tall? Based on that same logic?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you're okay.
Oh, you like the teeth?
Yeah, they're fine.
Thank you.
So Every Hidden Thing.
They weren't great in second grade when they came in. It was real big.
Okay.
But anyway.
Every Hidden Thing was too much romance for me.
Oh.
Not enough dinosaurs.
What are you going to do? Well, speaking of too much romance, Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah. Lots of them just like being a boy and girl in love out in the
just
West.
Kissing.
And it turns at the same time there was they call it the Indian War. It was against the Sioux and the Crow.
Okay.
So they had to deal with very aggressive native population out there. And so that's where Every Hidden Thing action drama comes from, like being in that time. And so far Dragon's Teeth has stopped being about the dinosaurs, and now it's this one character trying to get the bones from one place to the other. So he ended up in Deadwood. So it's become it's almost like it's more of a straight Western.
Yeah.
Like it's Michael Crichton's Western book rather than a book on dinosaurs. So it's just interesting that obviously they don't think that I'd be entertained at them discovering dinosaurs.
But you would be.
Yeah.
Does it feel Crichton-y? I mean, does it seem right?
Oh yeah. Okay. It feels very Crichton-y.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
I read volume 3 of Unwritten. This is by Mike Carey. It's a graphic novel about a guy. He's kind of his dad wrote this Harry Potter-like book and based the Harry Potter character called Tommy Taylor after his son Tommy, but maybe Tommy's really magic. I can't read this comic series anymore. I've only 3 volumes. It's the wordiest, clunkiest thing I've ever read. And like when I say wordy, I don't mean to say I'm a lazy reader.
Yeah.
And I don't want words in my comic books. But there is an art in comic books to providing enough words and pictures like equally so that like each feels important. So that when you look at a page, you don't feel like exhausted looking at all those speech bubbles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like it's just with a book, yes, all you have is the words, so you're absorbing it. But when you're combining like pages, like it's same novel-sized text in a book where you also now have to absorb all the illustrations and the action and everything. It's too much, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people who don't read any comics right now and go like, these lazy SOB just can't read a speech bubble.
No.
It's bad when it's boring.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I'm done.
So you're giving
for
up?
The next,
wow.
For years now.
Okay.
Until I get to a place I'm like, oh, what's that series I was reading? Maybe it'll be better. And maybe I will. It happened before.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll love it again.
Maybe you will.
Trees. I read the first 2 volumes of Trees. These are in our collection. It's a graphic novel series.
I haven't read them. My wife likes them. But
I thought you had read them.
Mm-mm.
They are weird.
Really?
But I liked them. They're by Warren Ellis. He's pretty reliable for weird, cool, well thought out stuff.
Okay.
I also read a Nicholas Sparks book, but we'll save that for the thing.
Okay.
And again, I'm reading Dragon Teeth.
Dragon Teeth.
So I'm like 100 pages away from finishing it.
I see.
So I would have finished it before then, but we had lunch.
Yeah.
So
I remember.
It's pretty good.
You're gonna finish it today, you think?
Well, maybe not today. Now that we're doing this episode.
I see.
But yes,
for
very
next time.
soon. I need to finish it so I can finish some other stuff and give you Dragon Teeth.
Yeah.
So.
I know.
All right.
You know what, though, I didn't mention? I had another advanced reader's copy of Miles Morales by Jason Reynolds.
Oh, yeah.
It's a YA book about Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
I tried real hard.
Sorry, man.
I kept reading. It never picked up.
Sorry, man.
So I didn't finish it. So I guess take that with a grain of salt because
proof.
I never...
Well, to be fair, we're in a smaller library, but I haven't seen proof of these young adult superhero books really catching fire.
Yeah.
Our Lois Lane books don't do so
See,
well.
I like those, though. Those are strong and well written. I didn't find this to be...
We have an Iron Man novel called The Gauntlet.
That's young Colfer, too, right?
Yeah. We have 2 Black Widow books, and we have 2 Lois Lane books. And on the way, there's a Squirrel Girl novel called Squirrel Meets World, which is pretty good.
That's good.
There's the Miles Morales one. Mm-hmm. We've got a Wonder Woman book coming out, and then there's also a Captain Marvel book coming out. And I'm sure there's like more on their way. And it's just, at this library, I don't really see the demand. And
it's funny when you think about, like, when I was a kid, that thing just didn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was really hard to find something like that. Now it's like all over the place.
It's true. When the very first X-Men movie came out,
yeah,
my mom got me the novelization, like hardback for Christmas. And like when I finished it, I'm like, I just want more of this, like X-Men in book form, continuing adventures and everything. But like, it just doesn't happen. So, which is too bad.
But I think the YA genre in general is like, it's gone through such a metamorphosis, even over the last like 10 years.
A metamorphosis samurai?
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that like it used to be something that people really thought to write to.
Yeah.
You know, like you just didn't get a lot for that age. So I think it's expanding more and more, and now it has a lot of crossover, and you know, it's one of the more successful genres right now, I think, in fiction. But interesting. So you don't think they're really going to take off?
Well, maybe they will. Like, I don't know how others are doing. You know, like in New York City, at the the library there, is it doing well, or like bigger libraries with more foot traffic. So like here, it's really just like certain big name authors. Yeah, I see, or like a very heavy word of mouth book, and I don't think these superhero ones are surviving off of word of mouth.
No, probably not.
And also like Black Widow and Lois Lane. Black Widow is pretty well represented in the Marvel stuff, but like Lois Lane. Like, if I was a kid, like, if I was a teenage girl today and I was watching the Batman Superman movie or Man of Steel, like, Lois Lane would not be on my list of, like, super cool heroes.
It's true.
But then maybe she would. I'm not a girl.
Yeah.
I'm not a teen girl.
You're not a teen girl. No.
Yeah. If I had a genie wish, I would wish for a day to be a teen girl and see who would be my heroes.
That would be a great movie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably learn a lot.
Yeah, I
it
think
would
you
be
would.
a terrible day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Very emotional.
Yeah.
Very frightening
Yeah.
in this climate.
I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about books coming out.
Okay.
What do you got coming out this very week?
Oh, right. I was about to start looking at the New York Times bestsellers list.
Don't get ahead of yourself,
I'm
Spanky.
sorry. Spanky?
Yeah.
From...
Like Little Rascals.
Okay. A Divide... Oh, right. So I got to tell everybody what this is. These are the books that are coming out February 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, they're coming out on Valentine's Day. So if you don't have a book for your sweetheart, what's the... I guess they're either one is sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, Nick.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Thanks, man. So these are coming out February 14th. Grab your sweetheart a book and put it in a bag.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Candy of some form.
Yeah.
So I like Twizzlers myself.
Do you like Twizzlers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, your wife's not here yet, so
Well,
she'll have to listen to the playback. And
Yeah.
Catch it.
A Divided Spy by Charles Cumming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that name. I don't know.
Thomas Kell thought he was done with spying.
Yeah.
And now he's a divided spy, and he can't decide if he's spying or not.
Oh boy.
Am I spying? I don't know.
That sounds great.
Yeah. I guess I just clicked on everything. I'm going to close some of these because I don't care. All right, let's get to the good stuff.
Tell me
August
everything.
Snow. I don't know why I chose this one. By Stephen Mac Jones.
I like it. I like the title.
August Snow.
August Snow, yeah.
From the wealthy suburbs to the remains of Detroit's bankrupt factory district, August Snow is a fast-paced tale of murder, greed, sex, economics, cyber terrorism, race, and urban decay.
I sure hope one of those wasn't murder.
Yeah, murder was the first one.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, what a
Sorry.
terrible way to start.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, Gunmetal Gray, a Gray Man novel.
Yeah.
By Mark Gray.
Yes. No, Mark
No,
Greaney.
Mark Greaney.
No.
So this is, what'd you say, book 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Sorry
was-
I was so rude there. Like,
I
what'd
was-
you say?
I'm reading book 5 right now.
Oh, so this, wow, all right.
I
Well,
think maybe that's book 6.
I don't know.
Okay.
This is on, I'm on Book Reporter, and they don't put, like, book number
I see.
here.
Okay.
So, but yeah, Gunmetal Gray. So you're on you've read the series?
No, I just picked up book 5. I didn't realize it was book 5, but it doesn't really seem to matter.
It's
so
funny
far.
because when I looked at it, I was going to be like, do you know who this is? And
Yeah,
there you go.
I do. Yeah, it's right there on my
Crazy.
desk.
Who
That
could
big
have planned
giant
this?
brick.
Listeners, we didn't plan this.
It couldn't be plans.
No. I mean, Heartbreak Hotel,
The Elvis Presley story?
an Alex Delaware novel by
Oh.
Jonathan Kellerman. Sorry.
I haven't read Jonathan Kellerman.
Alex
so I can't.
Delaware and Milo Sturgis investigate the death of Alex's most mysterious patient to date in the sensational new thriller from Jonathan Kellerman.
I guess I got to put Jonathan Kellerman on the book club list for next year.
Have you never done that?
No.
Oh. Well, you got to.
That's what I
Sorry
just said.
that I built your hopes up with Elvis.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all right. You're losing your energy again. Do you want me to give you a good
Oh,
heart-
okay.
good heart slap?
Insomniac City, New York, Oliver and me. Talk about my kind of city.
Yeah, really.
I'd be there and like, hey guys, it's 2:30. They're like, we're still up too.
You'd be their mayor.
Yeah, that'd be great. A moving celebration of what? Oh, this is by Bill Hayes.
Okay.
Why do I recognize that name?
I don't know.
Okay.
Isaac Hayes was Shaft. Was it Isaac Hayes?
Yes, he was also a chef on South Park.
I'll take your word for it.
But what happened was that he became a Scientologist.
I'm not interested.
And they did a Scientology episode, and he left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was chef. The guy with the big hat.
That's how we started.
He'd
yeah.
always sang songs. All right. A moving celebration of what Bill Hayes calls the evanescent, the eavesdropped, the unexpected of life in New York City, an intimate glimpse of his relationship with the late Oliver Sacks.
Okay.
Who's Oliver Sacks?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Roger, who's
What a
Oliver
weird
Sacks?
demand. He doesn't
Never
know.
mind.
Don't pull him in.
Oliver Sacks.
Is this really happening?
Yeah, we got to figure out who this is. He's a neurologist. That's it? Just a neurologist? I can't even say it.
Neurologist?
Neurologist, naturalist, and author who spent... What did he write? Oh boy, this is boring.
Yeah,
Listeners,
sure
I am
was.
sorry.
Yeah, you owe them an apology.
Oh, he wrote... Oh, you know what? Somebody just asked.
This is awful.
No, we had a patron come in and ask me where all our Oliver Sacks books were. Because they were down... Like, she was looking for the author particularly. She even
Interesting.
checked out On the Move, which is his biography.
Okay.
So now I remember.
All right.
All right, Lincoln in the Bardo. I like the cover. It's very sketchy.
Is it Abraham Lincoln?
The long-awaited first novel from the author of 10th of December. So you've been waiting for this since the 10th.
A long time, yeah.
A moving and original father-son story featuring none other than Abraham Lincoln.
Wow.
As well as an unforgettable cast of supporting characters, living and dead, historical and invented. February 1862. The Civil War is less than 1 year old.
How come he
Learning
never-
to walk.
How come it's always Abraham Lincoln? Why don't we ever? There's a lot of. There's like 45 presidents. That's a lot. Why aren't we having any fiction books about, say, Chester Arthur
You're the only
or
one.
Millard Fillmore?
You're the only one
Star
right
of
now
Time
who
Fox.
could say Chester Arthur and know who you're talking
I'm
about.
the only one who
Yeah.
can say that. Okay. He had big mutton chops. That's pretty much the only thing people know.
The fighting has begun
One of the
in
worst
earnest.
presidents we've ever had
Meanwhile,
so far.
President Lincoln's beloved 11-year-old son, Willie, lies upstairs in the White House, gravely ill.
Bad
and
news.
nowadays, despite predictions of a recovery, Willie dies and is laid to rest in a Georgetown cemetery. Cemetery. I said seminary.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
That
bury
wouldn't make any
people in the
sense at all,
seminary.
no.
My poor boy. He was... Oh, wait. He kind of has a high voice. My poor boy. He
That's
was
your
too
Abraham
good for
Lincoln.
his earth. The president says at the time, God has called him home.
Wow.
Is that not what Lincoln
This
sounded
is
like?
a really depressing topic this year. So it's hard.
It's an astonishing feat of imagination and a bold step forward from one of the most... Yeah, it's a real bold step forward to write an Abraham Lincoln novel. I'm done. George Saunders. I mean, yeah, if it was an Arthur Chesterton, or
Yeah.
Chesterton Arthur? Which one is it?
Chester Arthur.
Chester Arthur.
But I like Arthurton Chesterton or whatever you said.
Author Chesterton. yeah.
Author Chesterton.
So it's Chester Arthur.
Arthur, yeah.
All right, yeah, if it was a book on him
Yeah.
and hanging out with, like, Frankenstein, that would be bold.
Would be bold.
So
Yeah.
what number president was he?
I don't know. In the middle there somewhere.
In the middle there somewhere. Millard Fillmore is one of your heroes.
Yeah,
though.
Millard Fillmore
He's in
is
your
big time.
he's in your presidential
He's
fan
in my,
fiction.
Yeah, in my Time Fox book.
Yeah, where you travel back in time to stop your evil brother.
Yeah.
From
I don't even remember. Messing with the time stream.
Yeah, messing with this- and
for
so
his
you-
own personal gain.
you travel back to when?
The time of Millard Fillmore.
Which is
That's right around the Lincoln time. I think it's after Lincoln.
okay. Why wouldn't you travel to? Why wouldn't your brother travel to Lincoln?
For exactly what we're talking about. It's too obvious.
Okay.
Like I'm going to write a book about Abraham Lincoln. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Who are you?
It's so
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, you're not as bold as previous authors.
No way.
Racing the Devil, an Inspector Anne Rutledge mystery.
Okay.
I'm tired of reading all these something mystery.
You choose
I'm
the
tired
books.
of
You
every,
choose the
Well, I'm
books.
just tired of everybody thinking they like, oh, because it's a someone mystery, it's a something book. I've never heard of Anne Rutledge, and I've never heard of Charles Todd.
Oh, yeah, I have heard. Yeah.
Oh, you have?
I have, yeah.
Oh. My apologies
Sorry.
to the Charles Todd estate.
It's all right. It's all right.
Charles Todd. Scotland Yard's Anne Rutledge finds himself caught in a twisted web of vengeance, old grievances, and secrets that lead back to World War I in the 19th installment. Oh, wow, 19. Okay, I guess this is a something
Yeah.
series.
Oh, he was right before Lincoln.
Oh, good, yeah.
Millard Fillmore, just to clarify.
Wow, you're traveling back really far. I thought you were traveling
Really?
back to like the 40s. or
No,
the-
no, no.
Okay.
No. It would have to be between 1850 and 1853.
What is your brother going to be able to do
Here's
to
a
that
quirk.
time
He
stream?
had no vice president. Crazy.
Is that true?
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. The Chilbury Ladies Choir by Jennifer Ryan. She sounds familiar.
Not to me.
Oh, through letters and journals, the Chilbury Ladies Choir unfolds the struggle, affairs, and deceptions of triumphs of a village choir during World War II that harkens back to the bold days of Abraham Lincoln.
Oh,
I
Abraham
was
Lincoln
kid-
again.
I was kidding about Abraham.
Oh,
just
okay.
during the World War II.
All right, good.
So, The Dark and Other Love Stories.
Okay.
You know what I mean
Sure,
by that
yeah,
title?
let's do it.
It's funny, The Dark
Yeah.
and Other Love Stories.
Another love stories.
Like The Dark is one of the love stories.
Yeah.
It's called The Dark.
I know.
That's by Deborah Willis.
I hear it.
You're The Dark.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll always have
Wait a minute. Millard Fillmore's house is in East Aurora. Why have we not gone?
of New York.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
That's crazy.
you would love that.
He built a house in 1826.
Wait, so we
That's insane.
okay?
He only lived there for 4 years. But enough about Millard Fillmore. And tell me more about your fiction.
Not my fiction.
Yeah.
We'll always have Casablanca,
Oh.
the life, legend, and afterlife of Hollywood's most beloved movie. For the 75th anniversary of its premiere, the incredible story of how Casablanca was made and why it remains the most beloved of Hollywood films. You ever see Casablanca?
No, actually, I haven't.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen it multiple times.
Okay.
It's really good.
I've never seen it.
Its reputation is well earned.
Okay.
Casablanca was first released in 1942, just 2 weeks after the city of Casablanca itself surrendered to American troops led by General Patton. Featuring a pitch-perfect screenplay, a classic soundtrack, and unforgettable performance by Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, and the deep supporting cast, Casablanca was hailed as New York Times as a picture that makes the spine tingle and the heart take leap.
Wow.
The film won Oscars for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, and would go on to enjoy more revival screenings than any other movie in history. It became so firmly ensconced in the cultural imagination that, as Umberto Eco once said, Casablanca is not one movie, it is movies.
Wow. Bold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes I forget how uneducated and ignorant you really are. Sure know a lot about Millard Fillmore.
Yeah. While you were out there watching your Casablancas,
Yeah.
I was writing elaborate fan fiction about Millard Fillmore.
Yeah.
So
do
who's uneducated now?
you and Millard like team up?
He was the best man at my wedding to Stephanie Meyer.
Oh, sure. So
All right, are you done?
You went back in
do my
time.
advance notices
You went back in time.
with Stephanie Meyer. Yeah.
Oh, you both went back in
She's
time.
my
I was
traveling-
wondering if
she's
you
my
brought
traveling
Millard Fillmore to the
companion.
present.
No.
Okay.
No, that's too dangerous.
So if you get married,
he could have all that inside information on what today's like.
can the president marry
president-
somebody?
I don't know.
Do they have that ability to
We
say-
never had to cross that bridge because he was already my best man, and I didn't want him to be pulling
Sure.
double duty. So. The Pope married us, actually.
So when you get married in the past,
Yeah.
but the time travel, does it still count in the future?
In the eyes of God,
Okay.
not in the laws of man.
Okay, sure.
The paperwork makes no sense.
Yeah, that's true.
How am I going to get married 100 years before I was born? Doesn't make any sense. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
geez, you'd have to get married like 5 times legally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Like that, you're making these "you're married to Stephanie Meyer" jokes now.
Well,
it's easier for
yeah.
me. "Winter of the Gods" by Jordana Max Brodsky. Hey, did you know Manhattan has many secrets?
Yeah.
Do you know some are older than the city itself?
I assumed.
Well, then I don't have anything to tell you about this book. There's a deer on the cover and a light beaming down.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It looks like God himself has said, "Deer."
Was this the shack?
Yes, it's the shack
Wow.
starring a deer.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And you shall be my deer.
All right.
We got 2 young adult books, and then I'm done.
Okay.
Ones and Zeros. This is a Meridor novel. This is the second book by Dan Wells in this series. I read the first book, not a fan. Kind of boring.
You like your Dan Wells, though.
I think I really only like Dan Wells when he's writing the I'm Not a Serial Killer books. Because I've read some of his other stuff, and I'm just like the Partials trilogy. Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's just long and dull.
Okay.
So it's weird. The Partial series, though, is very popular here at the library. Those books are always checked out. So Ones and
Partials?
Zeros. Yeah, Partials is very popular here.
Okay.
Ones and Zeros. So again, book 2. This is like a cyberpunk thing for kids. Or teens, I'm sorry. And then this one. This is young adult. This is by Brittany Cavallaro. I feel like she heard my first days of autumn.
Uh-huh.
And then she wrote this book, The Last of August.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What a betrayal.
Yeah. Actually, it's about Jamie Watson and Charlotte Holmes.
Okay.
Yeah, you took a sec.
Okay.
Jamie Watson and Charlotte Holmes.
Charlotte Holmes. Kids of...
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
never been a big, anything connected to Sherlock Holmes. I gotta see it. That's not really a draw for me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It looks like it's modern, so I don't think they're related to them. Oh, but they're about to untangle a web of shocking truths about the Holmes and Moriarty families. Maybe they're distant relatives.
In elementary school, I played a character named Blunder Watson in a childhood Christmas musical, if that's what this is.
Yeah, where all the kids like, that's hilarious, because Watson's not a blunder.
Pretty much.
He's constantly on his toes.
Yeah, it was the big time. Are you done? Should I talk about
Yeah,
mine
I'm done,
now?
man. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
Look.
You know what? I've got 2 things that I want to mention before I jump into my book news here. First, I saw Lego Batman.
Yeah, we've already passed the bookmark. You
I
can't
loved
go
it.
back.
It was
What?
so good.
You didn't... Yeah.
It was great.
I asked you while we were having lunch, but you wouldn't tell me.
I know, because I wanted to talk about it now.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was funny, and they pulled so many different, quirky little things from, every different incarnation of Batman and, rolled them all together. And then you have all these, other characters from different works popping in, crossing over. And on top of that, it was just hilarious. It was
Because
just
it's still
a fun,
it's still in the
colorful good movie.
It's still in the Lego universe,
I
like
guess.
the Lego movie universe.
I guess.
So like Batman's interacting with like Voldemort and Space and
Other
Ninja
people.
Turtles and
Yeah.
anything that's had a Lego figurine.
Yeah.
Batman can hang out with.
Pretty much. So very good.
So it's not just it's not just Batman then.
Yeah.
It's everything.
The other thing that I wanted to mention was this is a page-to-screen adaptation, but it's very
Lego Batman?
weird. No.
Oh.
Have you heard of the show Superior Donuts?
No.
It's on CBS
Yes?
with Judd Hirsch,
Okay.
and it's just like a CBS show. You know, it's about a man who owns a donut store and it's failing, and he hires some kid to come in and like spice things up and make it popular again.
Sitcom?
It is a sitcom, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. And then I saw in the credits, it was like based on the play by blah. And so I recognized the name. The author of the play is
Neil Simon?
Tracy Letts.
Okay.
Tracy Letts, who won the Pulitzer Prize for August Osage County, which was made into that movie with Julia Roberts.
And Meryl Streep.
Right, yeah. Right after he wrote August Osage County, won the Pulitzer Prize and all that, he wrote the play Superior Donuts, which has now been translated into like
A sitcom.
like a sort of a lazy CBS sitcom.
Oh, lazy.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So it's really strange.
Yeah.
And now I want to read the play because I'm just confused because I
Right.
love August
Sure.
Osage County. It's great writing.
Uh-huh.
So I got to go read this play. And like the show's not great,
Right.
but I'm so interested because it's such, outside of The Odd Couple, I can't think of another time this has happened when they've taken like a play and adapted it into like an ongoing sitcom.
I'm sure it's happened.
Probably.
Many a time.
But I can't think of another one.
What about Streetcar Named Desire?
The sitcom.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Yeah. Death
Anyway.
of a Salesman seems like something that would be like on HBO for 2
AMC.
seasons. Yeah,
AMC.
AMC. Yeah. Just watch his life just self-destruct
slowly
for 4
disintegrate.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
The
right.
slow death of a salesman.
Over 4 seasons.
Yeah. Hey, I finished Luke Cage.
Oh, how was it?
I didn't love it.
Okay.
It's good, and the characters are good, but it's very slow.
Okay.
And I feel like it's a pace that isn't as purposeful as like Jessica Jones for me right now feels like the one that has the best pacing.
Okay.
Out of all these like Marvel superhero shows. Daredevil's slow, but because I like the character so much and it has like these intense action scenes, it kind of makes up for it. But Luke Cage, like it's slow. And I don't feel like it was like thoughtful. I felt like maybe they thought it was a little bit more interesting at times. And the other problem is he's bulletproof and he's super strong, so
Yeah.
he can't be hurt and he can take out most threats. So there aren't any like standout action scenes because there's like one cool scene, one cool like action beat where he's just basically storming into a safe house with a car door, tearing pipes out of the walls and like it's fun because he's just a bulldozer going through these people. And that is in episode 3.
Okay.
And it's the last one like that.
Oh.
Like then it's just watching people shoot him and have no effect. And it's just not as like it's okay that he's invincible and super strong because that can be fun to just watch him like plow through bad guys. But
Right.
like they play him as not wanting to be a hero, not wanting to do this stuff. So like the lack of action is due to the character not wanting to take action.
Jeez.
And it's just not
It's like he doesn't even want to be in his own show.
yeah. There's some like powerful points in there. And there is like a lot of good in there. It's just to me, it's the slowest of the shows.
Okay.
But I look forward to seeing him again in The Defenders.
All right.
It's Iron Fist and then The Defenders.
That sounds fun.
So
All right. Well, Eric hit you up with all the books coming out the week of the 14th.
yeah, sure did.
These are books coming out in the next several months, mostly April, the ones that I've selected for today.
You know what they
So,
say?
First of all,
April books
Yes.
bring.
May looks.
Wait, yeah, but what? Never mind.
I don't know. Alexander McCall Smith, friend of the library. Alexander McCall Smith, My Italian Bulldozer. Funny thing about this story. The agency sent me this book,
Right.
My Italian Bulldozer. It doesn't come out until April something. April
Did
4th.
he not-
April 4th.
He only talked about this.
He told this story as if it were a true story.
Right.
Like a tall tale, and it killed. It's
Yeah.
about, well, let me read a little bit to you
Okay.
here. When writer Paul Stewart heads to the idyllic Italian town of Montesino to finish his already late book, it seems like the perfect escape from a stressful city life. Upon landing, however, things quickly take a turn for the worse when he discovers his hired car is nowhere to be found. With no record of any reservation and no other cars available, it looks like Paul is stuck at the airport. That is until an enterprising stranger offers him an unexpected alternative. While there may be no cars available,
Yes.
there is something else on offer.
A
bulldozer.
This wasn't a true story?
Not a true story.
He lied to
Yes.
us. He told us, was it him saying he knew somebody who
No,
did
he
this?
said it was him.
Wow.
But he said it with like he had a little throwaway line that was like, and if you believe that or something, But people ate this story up. They loved it. And the whole time he's doing it, I'm like, wait, I have that book upstairs. Did this really happen? But no, just a tall tale. So anyway, a lot of fun. I haven't read the book yet. I plan to get to it, but the story was great. It's basically about a man who's driving a bulldozer around Italy. So, you'll have your chance to read it April 4th. I can read it whenever I want. Not to brag.
Yeah.
But I got it.
Yeah. Because, look at us. You guys got to become librarians. Or I think teachers can get advanced readers.
Yeah, probably.
But usually it has to be, involved with what they're doing.
I think so, yeah.
So.
New from James Patterson and someone else. We have a book shot called Private Johannesburg. Now, I've read one of the private books.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
Here's the quirky thing about this one. Remember how we had a bunch of them canceled? We had a bunch of them canceled? I can't find any record outside of my advance notice here that this book exists. I'm searching for it by ISBN,
So we might never
by
get
title.
this.
So it's possible that this is one of the canceled ones too, and they just haven't got around to notifying us. So take it with a grain of salt. There may or may not be a Private Johannesburg coming out April 4th.
Yeah, someday maybe.
Yeah,
Who knows?
We'll see. We'll see. We'll play it by ears.
Speaking of Patterson's book shots, or maybe it was James Patterson himself. Nope, I got nothing. I guess he's so ubiquitous to this podcast now, it seems, that I just think, we got some new ones. I saw some new ones come in.
Oh, yeah.
In our shipment.
I know,
today.
it's constant.
So
I told my brother Steve he needs to read up on James Patterson so we can do a James Patterson spotlight next time.
Remember how it used to just say, we were talking about how it says Jimmy Patterson presents.
Jimmy
It's
Patterson.
now at the top and everything. Now there's just kid books coming out, and it's now hidden in the corner.
Yeah.
On the left side, just like a little star where you normally would see an award, and it just says Jimmy Patterson presents.
Yeah.
And so it's no longer it's just crazy. There's so many of these now. I don't know.
It's out of
What's
control.
besides the money, what's the point?
The treasure hunter books look pretty good.
Yeah, kids like those a lot.
To hear him tell it, James Patterson, I'm sure money is a vital to the enterprise here, but I think it's also him giving other authors a leg up.
If that's what it is,
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
but I just don't.
He's incredibly generous as far as giving things to libraries and
small
indie
bookstores
and stuff. I mean, he seems like he's doing good work.
Well, great. Now we're the bad guys for tearing him down every week.
Hey, I've always said that I like James Patterson.
Okay.
Anyway, Lisa Scottaline coming back with a new one, One Perfect Lie. This is coming out April 11th. Lisa Scottaline, a favorite of our retired auditorium director, Eileen Texa. So, Eileen, if you're out there, your lady's back with a new book.
Eileen, if you're out there,
well, she's
why
out there.
wouldn't she be?
She's out there somewhere. I just don't know if she's listening.
Oh,
Maybe
sure,
she
yeah.
is. Hi, Eileen. A handsome stranger moves to the small Pennsylvania town of Central Valley, and his name is Chris Brennan. He's applying for a job as a teacher and varsity baseball coach at the local high school, and he looks perfect on paper. But his name is an alias. His resume is false, and everything about him is a lie, and he has a secret plan for which he needs a pawn on the baseball team.
Okay, here's the thing. You're reading this summary
Yeah.
like you're accusing somebody of all this. Like you're attacking them. And
me personally?
And he has a baseball
Oh, no.
team, huh? It seemed like you had a personal investment in this person's downfall.
Well, I mean, he looks so good on paper, I guess it was just a pretty big letdown.
Right.
That's all. You going to go see The Shack? Coming out in theaters March 3rd?
Probably not.
Have you read The Shack?
Yes.
I picked up The Shack. Is it they say it's real? Is that a thing? Is it
What?
supposed to be a true story, The Shack?
I don't know.
Okay.
It didn't read like it.
Okay.
And I don't remember seeing any based on a true story.
Okay.
No, it's not like nonfiction.
Well, I know it's not. Yeah, I know it's fiction,
Look,
but I
it
thought that
reads
the whole
and
thing
writes
was like
not well written fiction.
Okay.
And it's a little too it deals with the dark subject matter. The man goes to that shack because his daughter is killed,
right.
and they never found the body,
Right.
And so it's this very upsetting, life-changing thing for him.
Yeah.
But all the interactions with God are just so, I don't know,
clunky.
So clunky on the nose. This must have been very easy to write.
Oh, I see.
Is how I feel.
Huh.
So
All right.
But hey, you know what? Tim McGraw. I think he's the
Yeah.
one doing the soundtrack. So.
Sam Worthington's in it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you know what? I saw that and I thought, not Sam Worthington, but Sam Rockwell. And I was like, really? Sam Rockwell in the Shack?
I'd see it if it was
yeah,
Sam
that
Rockwell.
could. But then when I saw Sam Worthington, I was like, oh, he's pretty bland.
Yeah, he doesn't turn down a paycheck.
Yeah, there's a reason I would have cast him as a Hal Jordan
Right.
back in the 2008, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He kind of has a Hal Jordan Green Lantern
Yeah, I
look.
can see that. All right, let's move to large print for a minute.
Okay.
Monahan's Massacre, Book 2 in the Trail West series, written by the long-dead William Johnstone, with a little help from the much-alive J.A. Johnstone.
Did you put in your own words, the long dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
William
That's probably
Johnstone.
one of the ruder ways to say somebody's been gone.
Well, he's been dead so long.
the long past.
But the books just keep coming out
Yeah.
with like a big giant William W. It's not even like William John Stone's.
Right.
So
Okay.
do with that what you will. The greatest Western writers of the writers, though plural, of the 21st century. The accidental gunslinger Dooley Monahan has quit wandering and settled down to a farmer's life. But when the itch for adventure gets too strong, he packs up and rides west. Along with his horse, General Grant, and Blue, a dog who's too smart for his own good, Dooley rides for the Black Hills to strike it rich in the gold fields of Colorado. But fate has other ideas. When trigger-happy Dobbs Queeg gang holds up the Omaha Bank, Dooley is mistaken for one of the robbers, and a price is plastered on his head. With every lawman in the territory hot on his trail, Dooley has no choice but to join up with the murderous outlaws. Probably he has other choices. If the hangman doesn't get him, his new friends will. But Dooley won't turn back. With Blue and General Grant at his side, Dooley will make his fortune. Come hell, high water, and everything in between. Because when you're Dooley Monahan, trouble ain't far behind.
Or
I didn't make that up. That's what it says.
Silly.
That's what it says. All right. You know this thing that sometimes that I'm like, oh, you love this book. You're a big fan of this book. You know.
And it's usually a joke.
It's usually a joke.
Usually you say something that's like, why would I be a big fan of this book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's been funny in the past for me.
Okay.
But I also think it's kind of like The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Because then when I find something that I think that you're really going to like,
Right. I don't believe
then
you.
you don't believe it.
Yeah.
So I guess with all that in mind, I think this one is right up your
Okay.
Okay. I just want to right up your alley.
All right. I believe you this time.
okay,
You know what?
yeah.
Because you explained it to me.
Kelly Long, does that name ring a bell to you? You read any of the other books? Okay.
No.
Well, this is the third book in the Ice Mountain series. I know you like these ice adventure stories.
Okay.
The Amish Heart of Ice Mountain. Am I right? Two Amish hearts.
I'm on Amazon. I'm seeing all her previous books.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So maybe
definitely the
this
Amish
one. So
romance,
maybe I
yeah.
got it right.
Oh,
Okay.
there's she has one book called Heart's Truth.
Okay.
Heart spelled Hart.
Oh, no.
So you know that Heart
That's
is
a
the
character's
right.
name. Yeah.
Yeah. The Amish Bride of Ice Mountain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. This is the Amish Heart of Ice Mountain.
Heart
Amish
spelled.
Heart spelled correctly.
That's just
Heart. I
confusing.
know. Young healer Sarah Mast always hopes for the best, but her betrothed's return from working Englisher oil rigs is confirming her worst fears. She no longer recognizes Edward King as the honorable man who's been courting her, someone who now wants his people to sell their precious mountain land to a drillage company. And no matter how appealing his touch, she can't see a future for them.
Yeah.
Until a misunderstanding and the laws of the old order leave them no choice but to wed. Living together in Sarah's simple log cabin, surrounded by the love and faith of the mountain Amish, Sarah and Edward will have a heaven-sent chance to truly know each other for the first time.
$6 on the Kindle.
That's all it costs you? Is it $6?
Amish Heart of Ice Mountain. Book
Oh my
3.
gosh, yeah. So you got to read the first two.
Yeah.
All right.
This person says Kelly understands the human heart and writes about it with beauty and resonance.
Well, there you go.
She has a book called, hold on, I found it. It's another, Lily's Wedding Quilt.
Okay.
You can't get married without a quilt.
Oh, you sure can.
See, I don't want to make fun of this stuff because there are people who just love this stuff.
Yeah.
They want romance.
Yeah.
But without all the, that was
They're-
something
They're my Star Trek books, right?
Yeah, that was something I didn't bring up. The young adult book I read, Every Hidden Thing.
Yeah.
The two characters, spoiler, they do get married, and their wedding night is described.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I go in for the dinosaur,
Yeah.
the dinosaur book, and here I am reading about two I don't know. I don't know how old they are. They're just getting married to
of legal age.
Yeah, I assume.
Yeah.
And because they have to get married so they can discover a dinosaur bone. They can discover the Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton without their fathers. Because now they'll be married and they'll be their own agency.
They'll be their own.
And they'll team up with this person who's funding dinosaurs exploration. But it's just like I read a Nicholas Sparks book.
Yeah.
And the sex scene in Nicholas Sparks was not as descriptive as this paleontologist romance.
Wow.
So I tell you, I was like, oh my gosh, this is still going. 3 pages in.
Steamy.
Not a dinosaur in sight. I kept waiting for them to like, wait a second, what are we doing? We gotta go discover the Tyrannosaurus Rex. We can kiss later.
Oh boy.
Too much kissing, let me tell you.
A lot of kissing. Not enough dinosaurs.
So I'm saying there are some people who probably just want the romance without all that kinky paleontology lovemaking.
All that extra stuff. Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, tell me what's on the New York Times bestseller list.
Sure. Sure will. Sure can. I'm sorry about all that.
That's okay. That's all right.
Chemist got pushed down to 11. Chemist by Stephanie Meyer.
Oh, no.
I know you don't know her in real life.
Well, I'll be there to pick up the pieces in my fan fiction.
Sure, yeah. I like how when you two have to I like the one where you guys are exploring the pyramids for the ancient mummy tomb.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And and like you get
that
trapped.
was my second. I think, so
I really liked it because you trapped in there. I like the claustrophobia.
But
then you also realize that maybe you're a little afraid of loving too much.
Well, and it forced us to really rely on each other as well. So broke down a lot of walls.
I like how you emerging from the pyramids. Was kind of like the love is finally about to flourish.
The love blossomed, and but then it was after that we went to the jungles where we rescued the priest who married us.
Right, I remember that.
Jungles.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Michigan Flynn.
Michigan Flynn's and the Meyer Chronicles.
Yeah.
Really good.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, so the New York Times bestsellers list for this week. Let's see what is the top 10 hardcover fiction.
Okay.
You got A Gentleman in Moscow, number 10. This hasn't been on the top 10 in a while, but it hasn't left the list. It's a Russian count undergoes 30 years of house arrest. You'd read that.
Sure.
Yeah. You're big into people having house arrest for years and years. I'd go crazy after 30 years. I'd have to have lots of guests. Do you think you can throw a party when you have a house arrest?
Yeah. You just can't leave the house. You can do whatever you want.
So I could invite people over.
Yeah.
Like criminals.
Oh, yeah.
Like, say I got arrested for gun trafficking.
Yeah.
And then I had a party, but it was just to traffic guns.
I guess it depends on the details of your parole, but I don't think you're allowed to associate with other felons.
Sure. Well, then I would just throw regular parties.
Yeah, the regular party.
Like a Dungeons and Dragons party or something?
That's fine. Yeah. Wait, are any of the other players former felons?
Yeah. But
you can't do that.
Well, they're felons, but we're using Dungeons and Dragons as a rehab program. We're...
Still, no.
Darn it!
Even with good intentions, you can't do that.
Okay.
All right, what's number 10?
A Gentleman in Moscow.
Oh, that's...
Stephanie
Meyer
goes
number 11.
30 years of house arrest.
Yeah.
Number 9,
Yep.
The Mistress by Danielle Steele.
Danielle Steele.
Now, I don't think we're going to have as many books about mistresses this week. I think The Mistress by Danielle Steele is the only other one. We had Death's Mistress.
Yeah, Death's Mistress.
Yep. Number 8, The Prisoner by Alex Berenson.
Okay. I haven't read those books, but I know them.
And you've never finished The Prisoner.
The old
show,
Patrick McGoohan show. No, I haven't.
How is that how it's pronounced?
That's how I pronounce it.
Yeah. Okay. Number 7. Be ready.
I'm ready.
Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult.
Oh, yeah. Toads.
Toads?
Little toads.
Toads.
When I was a kid, we used to catch little toads.
They're small.
They're small. They're great.
Yeah.
We let them go.
Okay. That's good. Number 6. Oh, this seems kind of low.
One time I left one in the front pocket of my overalls and my grandma found it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about a little rascal's childhood.
That's true.
What's this in? Woo,
that would have been the early 80s.
And then you're chasing the toad around.
She was fine.
Okay.
She was fine.
I like to imagine that she was having a very important party at the time.
Yeah.
And
but it was a full-size bullfrog covered in mud.
Yeah. And
jumped right in the punch bowl.
Yeah, jumped in the punch bowl, maybe on one of the guests' heads.
Yeah.
And they did that thing where they go cross-eyed a little bit and then look up.
Yeah, look up.
I say.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So number 6, it feels kind of low this week, but I wonder if it's going to go up because of Valentine's Day. 2 by 2 by Nicholas Sparks.
The subject of today's podcast.
Shh.
Sorry.
Secrets.
Oh my gosh.
Number 5, The Whistler by John Grisham. He's going nowhere.
No, he's not.
He's not leaving this list
Going
for anything.
nowhere fast.
Oh, you know what?
Currently reading the Pelican Brief for the Page Turners Book Club.
Yeah.
Join us.
Number 4, The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead.
Yes.
That's also not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, it's not.
Uh,
How many weeks? Does it say how many weeks on the list?
26.
Okay, that's pretty good. Half a year, 6 months.
Did you say half a year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. I was thinking months. Sorry. Hey, this one has gone up this week. 2 weeks on the list. The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. This is the sadistic architect
Oh, yes.
who builds a modern house that
man.
controls its young female inhabitants.
Boy, that threw me for a loop
the
last week.
It sure did.
Yeah.
You couldn't handle it.
I know,
Though,
I
to be
couldn't.
fair, you were also drinking something
I
at
was,
the time
yeah.
and spit it out all over the place.
Sadistic architect.
Yeah.
Just the last word I expect you to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
it built you an elevator. Oh, that'll be great to get upstairs. I'm afraid it only goes down.
No!
I'm so sadistic. Yep. Number 2, Never, Never by James Patterson
Well, sometimes, though.
and Candace Fox.
Isn't that right?
Never, never.
No, I know what I'm saying.
No,
like,
never has he ever written a book by himself. No, I'm kidding. So it has a little asterisk here. That means
Okay.
that the book above has sold equal amounts.
So it's essentially number 1.
It's tied at number 1.
Jimmy P. and Company. Good job.
New this week, right
James
behind
Patterson
you.
Enterprises. What was that?
Right behind you.
What?
By Lisa Gardner.
Never do that again.
Okay. The former FBI profiler, Pierce Quincy, and his partner, Rainey Connor, foster a girl whose older brother murdered their drunken father.
Oh my gosh.
Now, 8 years later, he is killed again. Lisa Gardner, she writes pretty dark books, I think.
That's my understanding. I haven't read them.
Okay. And that's the New York Times bestsellers list.
Wow.
Do you want to talk about the Grammys at all?
That's it. Yeah.
Are we going to
Yeah,
do
give
an
us-
episode on the Grammys? We didn't. No, we didn't. Last year,
We talked about our favorite albums
Yeah.
last year. You want to hit me with the top winners?
Well, I can tell you that David Bowie
What's album
won.
of the year?
David Bowie won 5 awards.
Wow.
This year, posthumously. Do you know I used to call it posthuman, like posthumous?
I didn't, but it doesn't surprise me even a little
He
bit.
won Best Rock Song for his song Black Star.
Did you like the Black Star album?
Yeah, I just bought it.
Nice. We have it in our collection.
It's good. It's weird. It's very bluesy. The song Lazarus is definitely the best song on there.
Okay.
Very depressing, but there's a lot of other good stuff on there. But this is the first time he's won Grammy for music.
Really?
Yes, he had won them before for Best Video in short form.
Okay.
And he won a Lifetime Achievement Award, but he had never won for music.
Interesting.
So, yeah, he won Best 5. Let's see. Album of the Year goes to 25 by Adele.
Adele. Mhm.
Yes. Adele won big this year. She won Record of the Year, Song of the Year. But you got Best Rap Album is The Coloring Book by Chance the Rapper. Lemonade by Beyonce won Best Urban Contemporary Album.
Specific.
Yeah, the Grammys to me seem like the most, I don't know, arbitrary in terms of their categories. Like Best Urban Contemporary Album. I guess I just don't. Best Solo Country Performance, My Church by Maren Morris. But then I don't see like a Best Band Country Performance. Anyway, Best Rock Song
Okay.
is Bowie. Best New Artist is Chance the Rapper. Traditional Pop Vocal Album.
Okay.
Summertime by Willie Nelson sings Gershwin. Willie Nelson.
Interesting.
I'm trying to dance.
I was watching when 21 Pilots won for Best Pop Duo.
Yes.
And they came up in their underwear. I
Is
watched
that what
part.
happened?
That was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah, they won for that. Rock album Tell Me I'm Pretty by Cage the Elephant.
You're pretty.
Dang, that wasn't me fishing, but thank you.
Yeah.
R&B song Lake by the Ocean.
Okay.
Country song, country album, new age. Oh boy,
Maybe I'm old, but I'm very uninterested in most of these.
Yeah, it just goes on.
Yeah, it does.
I couldn't do this. I
It
couldn't.
sure does.
Musical theater album goes to The Color Purple.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Score soundtrack for visual media goes to Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
That's a pretty weak score.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm bored. Recording package, Black Star.
Oh. Okay.
Box or special limited.
You know,
edition
I usually do use this to make sure we have like some of the latest jazz and world music.
Uh-huh.
I usually pull from here.
Well,
so I'll grab a few of
They
these.
also look at some of these at the bottom. They have an award for album notes.
Interesting.
Best album notes of the year.
Huh.
Historical album, engineered album,
Okay.
remixed, surround sound album.
Uh-huh.
Just stop me.
Stop, please.
Opera recording.
No.
Choral performance
All
and
right.
chamber music.
I
Do you
think-
think they do this? Do you think they have like
They must be like a daytime Grammy Award.
Yeah,
where
do you
don't
think they have like Snoop Dogg come up to say like, "In the best"? I can't do a Snoop Dogg impression.
Wow.
He started to sound.
You
French
actually
right
got
away.
farther than I thought
Yeah.
you were going to be. So,
Well, he's so funny. He's like,
yep.
"And the best opera recording album is a sniggity doggity
Yeah.
core."
I think it was a better choice when you didn't do that, but thanks for trying.
Yeah.
But I think now it's time we move on to our spotlight.
Sure is, because I can't do any more Snoop Dogg impressions.
Well, for Valentine's Day, who's the perfect spotlight for us to do? Eric, do you have any suggestions who we should talk about?
Lisa Gardner?
No, that's not.
'Cause-
There's a little bit of romance in there, but
What
no.
about whoever wrote that book we just talked about, The Dark and Other Love Stories?
Closer.
Okay.
But I think our special guest
Peter
today,
David's novelizations of the Star Trek films.
that's actually good because the romance there is just the love of the journey, right?
Okay, yeah.
Between a man and his journey.
And Picard and Beverly Crusher.
Do you want to introduce our special guest, or should I?
Me?
Yeah, go
Introduce
ahead.
myself?
No. You're the special.
Hi,
host.
everybody. Eric here.
Oh boy, we have joining us the lovely Kendra Mikols,
Hello.
wife of our regular host Eric Mikols.
Yes.
So we already discussed about how it was going to be a third wheel situation, but you shouldn't feel bad for being the third wheel.
Okay.
Because a lot of great things have three wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
that's
like a
true.
tricycle,
Yeah,
for
true.
example, and
One-legged dog who needs three wheels to...
it's just the two, just one-legged. Wow.
Yeah, he has one leg.
Oh my gosh.
Three
So
wheels?
he's got
Okay.
3 wheels.
Why are you drinking my water?
Oh, here it starts. Here it
My
starts.
goodness.
Nicholas
Yeah.
Sparks doesn't drink his wife's water.
Yeah, here's sparks flying right here between the two of you. Cute for a Valentine's Day episode, I think. So we asked Kendra to join us on the podcast today because
Oh, wait. Does this mean your wife has to be on the podcast?
no, she doesn't have to.
Oh,
Rude. Now she does have to.
just kidding.
Now she does
we,
have to.
We would be delighted to have your wife here.
You should
There's
be
so
so
much stuff
lucky.
she could talk about.
That's
okay,
true.
let's
That's
let,
true.
we'll let nature
Anyway.
take its own course.
We invited Kendra here today because she's a
If there's-
world-renowned expert on
there's
Nicholas
any, yeah,
Sparks.
if there's
It's
anyone,
very true.
Yeah.
I've read half of his books.
Well,
so.
that's
yeah, maybe you should have just said
Well,
most.
I'm over.
I'm
going
to dial back the world-renowned and just say a casual
now it's
fan of
most.
Nicholas Sparks joining us
No.
today, Kendra Mikols.
Yeah.
A big fan.
All right, well, Kendra, how we usually dive into these things is we talk about how we first came across this author. So it's easy for me because it was the terrible Nice and Rodanthe movie starring Richard Gere
That's a really
and
bad way
Diane
to-
Lane.
to
I know,
start.
I know.
It's
it
good
is.
that you explained to her how we do this too, because she does not listen to this
Yeah.
podcast.
This is her first time
I
listening.
actively do not listen.
So, Eric, what about you?
My first Nicholas
yeah.
Sparks anything?
Yeah. Was it because Kendra made you watch a Nicholas Sparks movie?
That was the
Was
first
that why?
time I watched anything, yeah.
Okay.
But I think the first time I became aware of
Oh.
Nicholas Sparks was the Walk to Remember movie trailers.
Okay.
Like, and I remember it was a big
Such a
deal
good
because like
movie.
Mandy Moore was really cool back then, and she's still cool now.
Yeah.
She might be even cooler than
she's
she
got
was.
a new show. She's totally cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
She's
you don't have
today.
to win me over on Mandy Moore.
She's with
Yeah,
Uh,
we know.
But I just remember like that was and I don't think I knew it was Nicholas Sparks. I just remember that movie. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that was before or after The Notebook. I just remember they were like connected in their marketing or something.
I
Like
see.
one was like from the people who brought you The Notebook or vice versa.
Yeah,
It's like,
I guess.
Oh, so this is a thing.
I guess if we're going deep like that, since my first library job, I've known about.
Oh, you know
Nicholas
what? No,
Sparks,
Message
'cause
in a
he's so
Bottle.
popular.
I remember
And
seeing a trailer for
I
that.
feel like I've bought my mom almost every one of these for Christmas or birthday, like
That's
over the
funny.
last decade or something.
So Nicholas
But
Spark is your default mom gift.
Yeah,
as,
pretty much.
As the John Grisham is that.
the default dad.
The
gift.
default
Yes,
dad gift for that.
Exactly.
Pretty safe way to go.
Yeah, it is safe.
Yeah.
It's a safe haven, I
Yeah.
would say.
Oh,
Drinking game, right?
yeah.
Every time we work in a Sparks title.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That doesn't really count. It wasn't natural because that was just the choice I made.
Oh!
The choice!
What
Oh,
a, what
boy.
a the wedding of comedy.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Sorry, everybody.
So you watched Message in a Bottle, you're saying?
No, I just remember seeing the trailer.
Oh, you saw the trailer.
back on
I
VHS.
keep forgetting that one.
All right, well, Kendra, what about you? What began your long-standing love affair with
Well,
Nicholas
I
Sparks?
can't remember.
Oh,
if-
boy. This is starting rough.
I can't remember if The Notebook came out first or if
I'm on it.
or if I picked up The Guardian first.
Oh. I
But
can't tell.
The Guardian was the first book that I ever read of his, and it's still my favorite.
I spoiled that on an earlier episode. Eric got after me.
Hey, fun news. I was right. Walk to Remember came out in 2002 in the movie.
Okay.
And Notebook came out in 2004.
Ah,
I think the book The Guardian
The
came
Guardian.
out in 2003. You'll have to check.
It's
back.
like a drill. You're right. April 2003. Yep.
Haha.
Yep.
So probably around the same time, but
Did you pick
The
up-
Guardian is still my favorite.
Did you pick up The Guardian because you liked the movie and wanted to know?
I must have. Like, I must have known his name, but I just kind of picked it up at Barnes
Okay.
Noble and thought it sounded good and read it very, very quickly, which
Mm-hmm.
is crazy for me because I'm a slow reader. So that's when I know that a book is really good, but it's still one of my favorites to this day.
Or short.
And I just looked on his website and it says that they're working on making it into a movie.
The Guardian.
But, yeah.
Oh.
But I looked on IMDb. There's nothing.
Huh.
Like, I can't find anything about it.
Probably they just bought the film rights or something.
Sounds like it's
probably
been-
not
Well,
that
it
Hell,
needs
long.
to
Hell.
happen because
Yeah.
it's the best.
This is a pretty long list of works that he has here. I guess I'm surprised that it goes back as far as it does.
I think there's 20. I
That-
think 2
that
by
looks
2
about
is
right.
his 20th.
Okay. Well, he's got 2 nonfiction. He's got Wakini, A Lakota Journey to Happiness and Self-Understanding,
Oh, yeah. I saw that in
And
that.
what,
came out in
made me laugh.
1990.
3
yeah.
weeks with my brother.
Which I think maybe he even co-wrote with his brother.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 like oddballs, and the rest of them are the Nicholas Sparks affair that we know and love. Now I see that you got into a bit of a Facebook war, Kendra, about somebody saying that
Yeah.
all,
That they're
all
all
the
the
movies
same.
are the same.
Yeah, we
and
got
you,
somebody.
and you took
They're
issue
not
with
all
that.
the
So
same.
So we
okay.
asked somebody their thoughts on Nicholas Sparks, and Michael on Facebook said his only thoughts on Nicholas Sparks was, "Stop making movies; they're all the same."
Which is a crazy thing to say
And
because
though
They're not.
Kendra's response on Facebook is, "A Walk to Remember is completely different from The Notebook."
which is true. They're nothing alike.
All right.
If the common theme is love,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
But
I'm not defending this Facebook user here, but I think without like looking into it, that's what I've always thought. I've always thought that it
every
was like
movie poster.
they-
is
right.
It's like
the same.
people almost
they come
kissing.
together and
Yeah.
there's romance.
Every
and then-
book cover is like, oh, today's book cover will be
Yeah.
a swing.
Yeah.
Next book will be a slide.
Right.
You know, just
Are
playground
they-
pictures.
Do they all have sad endings?
No,
They don't?
not all of them.
That's surprising to me because
a lot
that's
of them.
what I've.
A lot of them do.
A lot of them
and
do.
the one
Okay.
you read does.
Yes.
We should ask her which book she's read, whether or not she liked them, and whether or not it was a sad ending.
Okay. All right. Let's
All
do
right.
it. Let's
Okay.
do
Is
it.
that not spoilery?
That's
to
a
say
drill.
No,
which
it-
ones have sad endings?
No,
Well,
because you don't know
which
why
way
it's-
they're
yeah.
sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
All right.
Does she
Sometimes
die
they're
or does he
bittersweet.
die?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then
Some-
don't tell us if it's bittersweet. And
Yeah,
then
we don't want to know
Okay.
that.
And then we won't know if
Okay.
it's truly sad or just
All right.
like
Okay.
bittersweet.
We're gonna start with his October 1996 book, The Notebook.
I did read The Notebook. I think I'm pretty
Oh, boy.
positive I read it.
Okay, now off to a
And-
rocky start.
I have to open my Goodreads because
Oh,
I
geez.
will forget. But I did read The Notebook.
Eric Vamp, quickly.
Did you like The Notebook?
I read The Notebook. I did like The Notebook.
And
I
sad.
love the movie. Yeah.
Message in a bottle.
I have not read or seen.
Oh, that's
1998.
darn it, because I really want to talk about Message in the Bottle and the problems with Message in a Bottle.
Have you read it?
I haven't read it, but I've seen the movie.
Oh.
And I was hoping that you could.
Hit us up. What are your
No.
problems with Message in the Bottle?
Okay.
Who's it?
Came out in
It's
1998.
Kevin Costner and Buttercup or whatever.
Oh, I gave The Notebook 4 stars.
4 stars.
So that means
Princess
I liked
Buttercup.
Yeah.
From,
Yeah.
Ro-
the Prince,
Robin-
Princess Bride.
Robin
Robin.
something.
Yeah.
Right.
Robin Wright. Yeah.
Okay, so
It's the
the
two of
book
them.
came out in 96.
And Paul Newman randomly. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Message in the Bottle, the book came out in 98. The movie came out in 99.
Okay.
This was the first Nicholas
So-
Sparks
Wow,
movie.
that's a quick turnaround.
Here's the thing with the movie. And I guess, I mean, it's hard to talk
Ooh,
about it without
here's the
spoiling
thing. It was a
but
bomb.
That doesn't
It
surprise
cost
me.
$80 million to make.
Actually,
my word.
my wife and I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. Like, I mean, quite a bit of the movie. We were like, okay, we're in. It's a little schmaltzy, but we like it.
Okay.
And then it hits this point that's like a really natural resolution, and it's like, perfect. That should be the end right there. And then it goes on for another 20 minutes, and there's this like tacked on like tragic moment
Yeah.
that I don't feel like.
He does that.
Okay.
sometimes.
Boy, sounds like you were calling out for an SOS.
I guess the
Message in a bottle.
okay, that's an
So
ABBA
are we on
song, not a
police?
Sparks book.
I thought we were going police.
Yeah, different.
So,
Sending out an SOS.
yes. So the budget of Message in a Bottle was $80 million. That's
a lot.
That is the largest budget a Nicholas Sparks movie has had by $50 million.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And-
Paul Newman and Kevin Costner in his prime. I mean, that's
Yeah,
this
99
is like a
is-
pre-Waterworld Kevin Costner, right? So
Whoa.
watch out.
99, I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, all right, but back to my point here.
Okay.
it really does hit this nice moment, and it still would have been kind of like a bittersweet thing. And then this thing, which I feel like is just connected to nothing, like it's not calling back to something that happened earlier in their lives. It just comes, and it just feels like tragic for the sake of being tragic, and is not connected to the rest of the story.
That was my issue with 2x2.
Okay,
All right.
Actually.
So
but see, I think that's with Nice and Rodanthe, also similar sort of a tragic, but it's an earned tragic ending.
Yeah,
it's part of the story. It's not like, what?
Yeah.
Like you're not that surprised, and it feels natural.
Yeah.
Whereas Message in a Bottle was just like, come on.
Okay.
Come on.
So the next book he wrote
Yes.
after Message in a Bottle was A Walk to Remember. That came out in 1999. The movie, as I said, came out in 2002. So, all right. Have you read A Walk to Remember?
I have not.
We're gonna get there
I
sometime.
love the movie.
Okay.
With the song in the middle and everything.
Okay.
I love that movie. It makes me
Wait,
cry.
is that Mandy Moore?
That's Mandy Moore.
That's Mandy
Mandy
Moore.
Moore.
Okay.
Is it sad?
And yes.
All right.
Man,
Well,
it's hard to say sometimes, but yes, I would say it's a sadder ending.
Okay.
All right.
Any thoughts on Mandy Moore's early 2000s career?
I've never seen it. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Should we sing Only Hope?
Probably.
I don't know that
yeah.
song. Is that a Mandy Moore song?
It's the one she sings in the movie, and everyone hates it for some reason.
I don't actually know her musical work.
Oh, here,
Except
you know
her
what?
acoustic version of Umbrella by Rihanna, but that's due to my love of Rihanna.
Pulling out a couple of user responses here. I
Okay.
have some too, but specifically on A Walk to Remember, Facebook user Amanda says, my favorite is A Walk to Remember. Really a beautiful book and a faithful movie adaptation too. I also really enjoyed The Wedding. It was charming and surprising. Are those the ones that are connected? No, The Wedding is
The Wedding is the sequel to the Notebook.
sequel to The Notebook. Okay.
Which, by the way, The Notebook, we'll get to that.
But I have one more on A Walk to Remember.
Okay.
Facebook user Allison says, A Walk to Remember. The only thing about him is that his books are usually sad endings.
Well, the next book is The Rescue, came out in September 2000. Doesn't have a movie. Kendra, have you read The Rescue?
I really hated The Rescue.
Oh.
Snap.
Why did you hate
Which-
it? Why did you hate it?
I gave it 3 stars, and that's higher than I thought. It just really depressed me, like throughout the whole thing.
So a
Okay.
sad
and it
ending?
it ends
Oh.
it ends happy, but just like the characters, the situations they're in depressed me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just felt like down while I was reading it the whole
Yeah.
time. So
Okay.
I didn't like it.
Okay.
I don't know why.
All right, so The Rescue, which came out in 2000, Kendra didn't like. No movie. Next book was Knights in Rodanthe.
No, you skipped Bend in the Road.
Bend in the Road, I meant, came out in 2001. Doesn't have a movie. Kendra, have you read A Bend in the Road?
I have not read A Bend in the Road.
Is it sad?
I have no idea.
I'm going to guess that yes.
All right, well, then next is Knights in however you're supposed to say it.
Rodanthe.
Rodanthe. All right, so
No.
this is my first Nicholas Sparks
Yeah.
anything.
So
it was the first
the
movie that we watched.
Book came out, wow, this is a long,
Yeah.
between, oh no, because the Notebook was, anyway, okay. So, Knights in Rodanthe.
Yeah. Rodanthe.
Rodanthe came out in 2002.
Yeah.
The movie didn't come out until 2008. So,
Knights in Rodanthe for me is like the first of 3 things. It's the first time that I was really aware of Nicholas Sparks, because in September of 2002 I would have been working my first library job in a public library, and I remember this hitting and it just being crazy.
Yeah.
Like, do you have the new Nicholas Sparks book? Oh, people were nuts about it. And then like wait,
who's that dude just
like
coming to your
years
library?
later, yeah.
Bro,
just-
where is it?
Don't tell me you don't have extra copies, because I know you do. My wife and I picked up this movie a couple of years ago and
Yeah.
watched it and just hated it so much.
That's surprising because Richard
I
Gere
think
is
that's
your
why.
Richard
Sorry, go
Gere is yours and your wife's like actor. Like if people have a song, you guys have
He thinks couples have actors.
I-
Ours is, who is it?
Jeff Bridges.
This
Jeff
is not
Bridges
our
for
actor,
some
Jeff Bridges.
reason.
This is not a, what do you mean he's our, we don't even like
how,
Richard Gere movies.
Like how you have a song.
No, that's not true. She loves Runaway Bride.
Yeah, well there you go. He's
Yeah.
your actor. You
I
just
guess-
follow his
I guess
career
so.
as a couple.
Okay.
Anyway,
But it is a good cast. Diane Lane, Richard Gere.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be a good movie. But
While
it
reading
just-
the book, I imagined them.
is it
yeah.
close
Well,
to the
no,
book
I imagine
since
my-
you...
It is close to the book. It is close to the book, but I think that it just, the movie I don't think ever really gets beyond like superficial, where I think the book really like, I don't know, you feel for the characters more.
Yeah.
In the book, it's just like,
I really
or in the
liked
movie, I mean,
the
it was
book,
just like,
and
wow.
I think I avoided reading it for so long because I just knew the movie wasn't good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just didn't pick it up, but I picked it up because you just read
Yeah.
it, and I wanted to talk about it on here, and
Yeah.
I really liked it, except for I don't know. I don't find it believable that after 2 days they were like in love with each other enough to like I don't know. It was just so quick. There was no like it was just all of a sudden they were like, I guess we're in love.
Yeah. So I read Knights in Rodante in preparation for this podcast.
I read Knights in Rodante.
Hey,
Did
all
you
right.
finish it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay, so
Last
this
night.
is the one we can. This is the one we can
We
do.
can all talk about it.
Now, my reasons for choosing this are largely based on page count.
That's true.
Because I
It was
wanted to
very
read
short.
Because I wanted to read a
It
quick
was
one.
really short.
Yeah,
Because I wanted to read a quick one. And I knew that I didn't really like care for the movie, but I'd heard that the movie's so bad and the book is good. And so I was very pleasantly surprised by this book. I got to say, like I was invested in it. I got to the end and was like, good, because I guess like moderate spoiler, it there's a tragic element to the story. But like we were saying, I really felt like it made sense to me, and like given the characters, given what we knew that was in their future, what they were going to be doing, it made sense, and I think it was all necessary. It didn't feel like, going back, message in the bottle, it was like gratuitous. It was like, now get ready to cry, suckers. And this one was like, it was just the arc of the story, and it happened to have a tragic element, and okay, I accept it.
Yeah.
I think The Notebook does that well too, because it's like a frame story, and it's got like this tragic ending, but you're with the characters.
I thought in some ways the frame story in this one was sort of spoke to some of the weaknesses in the writing, because it was, I mean, basically the story is a sad woman whose husband left her, right? Is house sitting she's inn in Rodanthe. Yeah, she's in sitting. Richard Gere, or not Richard Gere, what's his name? Paul?
Paul. That sounds
Paul,
right.
played by Richard Gere.
He's a big like high profile surgeon who like put everything into his career and ignored his family, and so like his marriage fell apart and he wasn't a great father, and he's coming to this inn before going to join his son in Costa Rica?
No,
Costa
it
Rica,
was
Ecuador.
That sounds
Okay,
brighter than Costa Rica.
in some place
right.
like that to sort of work on the front lines of that sort of thing. So anyway, they come together there, and sparks fly. I think we can say that's not a spoiler.
Sparks and blouses.
They're good. Whoa.
Oh man.
Sorry, was that too?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Right
It's
on the
in Nicholas
borderline.
Though as I said, the young adult book about paleontologists I just read had a steamier scene than Knights of Rodanthe.
Yeah. Shockers. I think that, like Kendra, what you were saying is 2 days is not enough for them to like make life-altering decisions and like love each other and everything.
Yeah, but when you're that old, you can't be wasting time.
They're that old? They're in their 40s.
I think
Yeah.
are they in their 40s?
Yeah,
I
did
read
find
them.
that a little
I read
insulting.
them much older.
No, they're talking about how she's like 45.
Oh.
And he's like a little bit older. I found that, like, if I was 45, I would find that kind of insulting.
Yeah.
Because he's like, our lives are over.
Yeah.
We're 45 and we'll never find love.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I guess if you want to like look at it that
Yeah.
way, you're.
I think it worked. Their connection worked because of the stages they were both in. Like they were both feeling melancholy, both coming out of like failed marriages, and like maybe it wouldn't have worked if they would have spent tons of time together. But they just had that like intense weekend and then like went off their separate ways and then the letters and everything. Yeah. So like I bought it.
Yeah.
And again, I really felt like the trajectory of the story.
See the change in him, because at first he's saying like smell you later to lots of people very sarcastically, and at the end when they have to depart he says it very endearing. It's not like a smell you later, it's very like, hey, smell you later.
I briefly, for just the briefest of moments, thought that you were going to seriously contribute to the discussion on this book, and that's on me.
You should have known.
Oh, what was I? Oh, but we were talking about the frame story for a minute there. I felt like that was weak because it wasn't written in a way that made sense for her to be telling the story.
Yeah.
Because she's like sits down with her daughter and she was like, I'm going to blow your mind with this story.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
And
you
then
just had a 2-day tryst with a guy.
But she says that. She's like, I'm going to tell you this story. Like, sit down. Here's the story. And then it begins with Paul's inner monologue from his perspective.
Yeah.
Not even like she's talking about him
I guess
coming.
I just kind of accepted.
Yeah, well,
that.
I did too, but I thought, oh, that's weak. It made me feel like that starting with the frame story was like tacked on later, because it really wasn't written like you would write a story as if a character was telling it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of like, oh, that's kind of an amateurish mistake.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she kept saying, like, you
That was
need
one
to
of his
hear
earlier
this.
books.
This is an important story. And he's like, it's not really.
Yeah.
Like, we could all tell stories about, like, almost loves that we
Yeah.
had and stuff.
because of what happens in the end, and it applies to her daughter.
I guess
What
she-
she's going through.
Yeah,
She just wanted to help, and her daughter was sad and said, you didn't understand, but
Yeah.
she does. But really,
Yeah,
she
I
didn't
think
have
they
to
were-
tell the whole story.
No,
she
she
just
didn't.
had to tell the end.
Yeah.
I think it was about like common ground, but that's why I wonder if maybe making a full like starting with that and looking back wasn't like we need a few more pages on this sucker
Well,
because
it is
could've-
short already,
It is,
so.
but I mean it could have just played out naturally. I think but you know having the payoff with the connection to the daughter. I mean that's valid. That worked. I just thought I thought that was a little clunky the way that he went into that. So anyway, you liked it more than you thought, didn't you?
No.
You gave it 3 stars.
Yeah, but that's because, like, I get what it is, but it's not for me.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not going to like suddenly become a big Nick Sparks fan, but I guess there was more there than I expected it to be. I expected a lot more like just surface stuff.
It was fine.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was reading it and he was like, "So this isn't funny," and I was like,
No,
"No,
what
not
I real-
really."
What I realized is I was hoping like their conversations would be like charming and fun to read, but they're not.
Oh,
they're
no.
just
You're right.
solemn and depressing. And I realized like
it was all taken very seriously.
yeah, if I was to
Yeah.
read like a romance, like because I would want like wit between the characters. I would want like a fun back and forth. I would want to be like charmed by the two of them.
Well, let's turn it over to our expert. This story happened to be about like sad people from failed marriages.
Yeah.
Stories with younger characters meeting. I mean, is there a little bit more like wit and bounce to the conversation, or are they all like weighty and heavy? Your reluctance tells me that maybe they're all weighty and heavy.
Well, I think his strongest strongest. What am I looking for?
Suit.
Suit? Is that what I'm looking for?
Oh, well, that works.
We'll tell
Whatever.
you at the end.
Is plot. I think
Okay.
he's really good at coming up with really good stories. Sometimes the dialogue bugs me. So I don't know. I've never like laughed out loud at at a Nicholas Sparks book.
It seems like there's.
I guess what I'm saying is I prefer romantic comedies rather to this like just heavy romance.
Does he do a lot of? I mean, are the characters flawed? Because it seems like the characters I've come across, they seem
Kendra's
mostly...
nodding.
Yes.
Okay, they are. All right.
This is a
Sorry,
audio medium.
First podcast.
Because
y'all.
these two seem so like so like noble and
Here's-
altruistic about
Yeah.
like all their motivations
Well,
and
like
all
the
their
one I'm
conversations
reading right
with
now,
each
I just
other.
started See Me, and it's about the guy has been like in and out of jail and fights, and like he has a really
Man,
tortured past.
the plot
or
I came up
whatever.
with See Me is I feel like so much better.
Oh yeah, he came up with this whole
All right.
plot. for
Well,
it.
you've opened the
All
door.
right, it's,
so
it's
please.
about a blind guy.
Well, duh.
And he
Yeah.
falls in love with an artist.
Yeah.
And they're in love and everything. And she's like,
Yeah.
I want you to see me. And he's like, I can. When I feel your face, I see you. And she's
Yeah.
like, no, I want you to see me here. And she points to her heart. Of course, she also has to move his hand to
Yeah, 'cause
her heart and
otherwise she
everything.
can't.
She's like, because that's my art. I put my art up, and that's me. And you can't see it. He's like, But guess what?
What?
He can see her because she takes up sculpting.
Ah.
And then he can feel the sculpture.
I see.
And says, I see you're a deep soul. And now I see you. And she's like, you see
I thought
me.
the ending was going to be that he's not blind anymore, but
Yeah.
No, the sculpting's more romantic.
Yeah, I
Because they can do it
suppose.
together.
Isn't that
Right.
kind of the plot of the Hello music video?
By Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
It's not
Wow.
very different from it.
Wow. That's awful.
That is pretty much
So
what
here's a
happens
theory
in
I
that
have.
music
Here's a
video.
theory I have about my wife Kendra and why she likes the Nicholas Sparks books.
Oh, wow.
She's from North Carolina, and I'm
yeah.
pretty sure like every other book takes place in North
No,
Carolina.
all of them take place. In
Do
North-
they?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Nancy-
He's from North Carolina. All of them take place in North Carolina.
Nancy on Facebook says his books are written based on people he knows or are acquainted with the grand old state of North Carolina, specifically the coastal region, a truly eclectic region of our state with rich culture. Somebody has a pretty high opinion of North Carolina.
I guess so.
So-
It
All right.
is my home state, so I have a pretty high opinion of
Well,
it.
we've already covered The Guardian, I think, which is our next book on the list
Yes.
here.
It's amazing. And I
And
love it.
sad? No sad.
I really don't want to say.
Okay.
Because
She
All right.
wants to
That-
say
I
it.
think
I
Jared
accept
gave it
your.
All
away.
right, so The Wedding came out in 2003. Look at this. This is his first year. He has 2 books. The Guardian comes out April 2003. The Wedding, September 2003. And The Wedding is a sequel to The Notebook.
Okay.
The Wedding is so good.
All right.
5 stars.
All right.
I was just like buckets of tears.
The
at
Wedding,
the end of it.
The Wedding, and The Guardian, no movies.
Okay.
Then he does in 2004, 3 Weeks with My Brother.
Yeah.
Followed by True Believer in April 2005, which then has a movie.
It does?
True Believer does not have a movie.
Oh,
I
no,
was
I didn't
gonna
think
say,
so.
I didn't
Sorry.
think
So True Believer, April 2005. Have you read True Believer?
I have not. But True Believer, the sequel to True Believer is... Where is it?
Oh, yeah, I think I read
At
that.
First Sight.
Okay.
At First Sight is the...
Okay.
So he wrote the sequel like a couple months later.
Yeah, when I was reading about that, it was that like it ended up he was writing what amounted to a really long epilogue for the
okay.
previous book, and they were like, "That's too long," and so he just like developed it into a full story.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right. So we'll have to skip those two.
which is what should have happened with Quantum of Solace out of Casino Royale, but neither here nor there.
Sure, I get
Did I
it.
see
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace?
Yes.
Oh, see.
It's just an
I
extended
didn't
prologue
remember
of
it.
Casino
Yeah.
Royale or epilogue.
So after that, after First Sight, that's 2005. Then he does Dear John in 2006. And guess what? He's back in the films, baby. Dear John. came out in
Channing
2010.
Tatum, right? Isn't that Channing
Tatum? And
yeah, it is.
and-
And Amanda Seyfried.
Oh, I like her.
I did not read this because I watched the movie and I really didn't like the plot.
Ah, okay.
So I
Is the movie-
decided
So you
not
got the
to read
story. You
book.
know the story.
Is the movie sad?
Yes. Yes.
All right, The Choice.
The Choice came out in
The Choice.
2007.
I just read this one too.
And The Choice.
I read like 4 books in
I
2
know,
weeks
yeah,
in
dedication
preparation for this.
Yeah.
So the Choice came out in 2007. The movie only just came out last year in
I want to
2016.
see the movie.
All right. Did you like The Choice?
I did like The Choice. I didn't like that one's in a frame story, and like the second half of the book, we come out of the story, and that's the interesting part to me.
Okay.
The part about them meeting and like she has to choose between him and this other guy wasn't interesting.
Okay.
It was like the third act that I've found interesting, and why I gave it 4 stars, I think, instead of just 3.
All right.
But yeah, that was another like, whew, my heart, the tears.
The Lucky One comes out in 2008 and is later turned into a movie in 2012 starring Zac Efron,
Zac Efron.
as
Really?
a Marine.
Yeah, ex-marine.
Ex-Marine.
Okay.
If anybody looked like a Marine in
I'd
2012,
buy it.
nah, I don't buy it.
Yeah. You haven't seen the movie.
I've seen Zac Efron.
He looks fine for the part in that movie.
Hey, hold on now.
All right.
Not what I meant, but okay.
Our listeners are suddenly understanding my insecurity on every episode
Yeah,
prior.
that's
We
seriously.
were just talking about Mandy Moore.
Was I?
Yes.
You were, yeah. You don't
A
even
lot.
remember anymore.
I read this book and I saw this movie.
The Choice.
No, the Lucky
The
One.
Lucky One, sorry.
Both are really good. I think I gave the Lucky One.
Both
4
are
stars.
sad.
Not sad. I remember you.
Not sad.
I remember
Okay.
you reading this one. The Lucky One
go.
is exciting.
The Lucky One was exciting. It does get exciting
Oh,
at the end.
well,
I like
that's
when
a
he
twist.
does, like, sometimes he has just, like, kind of nothing happens stories, like
Yeah.
Knights in Rodanthe.
Yeah.
And then sometimes...
What about that big storm where they had to batten down all the hatches at the end?
There's a
Yeah.
big storm in
And
the
she
Lucky
like
One, too.
she like goes out the door and she's like hanging onto the rail. She's like, help!
No.
And he's like, hold on. He's
Too
like
much.
trying to climb
That would've
off
been
the
very
floor.
exciting.
Yeah.
And then Xavier just explodes.
That's you're thinking of the X-Men movies.
Oh, X-Men 3.
Yeah, you think of
Oh,
X-Men
that was a
3.
cool scene
Yeah,
though.
It was good. It was
All right.
good.
The only cool scene. But
Amen.
that's neither here nor there.
Please leave.
The last song?
Yes, the last song.
I was trying to say,
oh, sorry.
sometimes he does like
Right,
life and
yes.
death stuff, and
Yeah.
that's my favorite ones. That's
Really?
The Guardian,
Okay.
The Lucky One, The Best of Me.
But don't those life and death action scenes kind of feel slightly 90s?
No.
Like it's
What?
like
What does that
he's
mean?
falling in the river and so's his dog and hold on to this tree branch. I got the dog. Pull the dog and now I'm in the water.
If that's what's going on in Nicholas Sparks movies, check one out for me.
All right, so you like the exciting
wait.
ones.
Did he rescue the dog?
What happened to the dog in the
What are you talking about?
There's a dog or something in the Lucky One. The Marine one, right? He's in the river. They
there's
fall
not
in
a
the
dog.
river.
There's a child in the river that
Oh.
they're trying to say.
You know what? I just put in the one I would be most concerned about
About the
lost
dog.
in the river.
The dog,
Yeah, if there was a
okay.
child, I'm like, well, just swim, kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just, okay. Anyway.
All right.
It's a little bit spoilery because that's the end of the book. But okay.
All right, so now I need to know if I'm writing a book with romance and adventure. I need to put a dog in danger.
A dog in peril.
Yeah.
Great title also.
A dog in peril. Yeah, I think that's called the behind the scenes of A Dog's Purpose.
Ooh.
Ouch. Timely.
Look
dark.
out.
So after The Lucky One, he wrote the last song in 2009. I've heard this described as the one with the turtles.
It is the one with the turtles.
Is this Miley Cyrus?
Yes.
Okay.
Miley Cyrus and the other
Greg
Hemsworth.
Kinnear. Greg Kinnear. Is that
Liam
right?
Hemsworth.
Liam Hemsworth.
Ah.
Greg Kinnear is the heartthrob.
It's
Not
what
the
got them together.
Oh.
And I think
Miley
they're
Cyrus
still
and Greg
together.
Kinnear?
Maybe.
No, I think they're still together to this day.
They're not still together.
Miley Cyrus
Yeah.
and Liam Hemsworth. I think they are.
They're not.
I
Nick?
don't know. I don't know.
Well, you're friends with Liam.
Yeah, I'll check. I'll
Okay.
hit him up on Twitter.
Okay.
Later.
So,
Yeah, I like this one.
Sad,
This
not
is,
sad?
This is they're pretty young, the characters,
Oh,
which
sad.
I guess is not typical for him. I think
Okay.
they're teenagers in the last song.
sad.
You know, I can't remember the ending.
Sad if you're a turtle.
I don't think so.
I think
Okay.
they're turtles. So, Dear
right.
John and the last song came out the same year in 2010.
The movies.
For movies, yes. So the next book he wrote was in 2010, Safe Haven,
Safe haven.
which was a movie in 2013.
Ugh, after we saw this movie, Eric just kept going around and being like, and this is your safe haven. Like, everything was just your
Everything was
safe
somebody's
haven.
That sounds like that would have been funny for,
Yeah, if we were like
for a little while.
Yeah, like if we went to an Olive Garden, it'd be like, this is your safe haven.
That's great.
Olive Garden. Also, I would sing Safe Haven. Like, there'd be scenes where the main character, Julian Huff from Dancing with the Stars, she'd be running somewhere and be like, she's running to her safe haven.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
it.
What's his name? Josh Duhamel?
I could see it
Duhamel?
working.
Is that him?
Yes.
He's in
And
one of those.
Kobe Smulders
Oh.
is in it.
Yeah. So I've seen The Notebook,
Yeah.
which is an incredibly depressing, sad film.
Okay.
It's so good.
It is the most depressing thing I've ever seen.
No, it's not.
I'm
There's
mad-
no way.
I'm mad-
Try All Good Things with Ryan Gosling. That you'll never recover
There's
from
no
that.
way. That's the saddest thing
I'm
I've
mad
ever
enough to admit
seen.
that it made me cry.
Okay.
Did it?
Good for you.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
sorry. I was
The heart of
crying. I was
stone.
crying so much when we
yeah.
watched it that I
Kendra's
didn't even see
literally
it.
drowning in her own
But
tears.
I have watched Safe Haven.
Okay.
And I found it silly.
Silly.
Yes.
Okay.
That was an exciting ending.
What a great segue. I'm going to pull up one of our listener messages here. Nikki on Facebook says, "Love the Notebook and Safe Haven."
Safe Haven.
Yeah.
So Julianne Hough is on the run from her husband because he's an abusive cop.
Okay.
But he gets
So no one believes her.
No one
because
believes-
he's a
That's
cop.
like the plot of
Yeah.
Sleeping with the Enemy for
Yeah.
Julia Roberts. You ever seen
or
that movie?
Enough.
That's intense.
with
J-Lo.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, so he's a cop, and so she runs and has she dyes her hair and cuts it and everything. I think she stabs him and gets out of
Wow.
town.
Wow.
And
Who
so
who plays the husband?
just some jerk. No, I'm sorry, the character's a jerk, just some guy. And so then it's like, will she be safe in this
Yeah.
haven?
Yeah.
Will she fall in love?
Is it her safe
Well,
haven?
guess what?
What?
She meets a single dad.
Oh, no.
The dad is raising these two kids by himself.
Doing the best he can,
Yeah,
probably.
sure, yeah,
Oh, boy.
in this safe haven, but still emotional.
I don't think he has room in his life for a
Yeah.
new love.
Guess what?
Raising those kids.
He
What?
does. He fixes her up a bicycle
Oh.
and delivers it to her so she
Oh,
doesn't have
boy.
to walk.
Yeah,
oh my
it's
goodness.
true.
Wow.
If that doesn't say true love,
Yeah.
I'll watch
and it
anything
does.
with Julianne Hough in
It
it.
does.
She was in Rock of
Grease
Ages.
Live? Let's do it.
No, Rock of Ages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which I still
Shoot.
haven't seen the end of.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Best of Me was written in 2011 and the movie came out in 2014.
I would like to see this movie. My problem with this book was that the whole beginning is exactly The Notebook. It's like a rich girl and a poor boy get together in high school, and then
Two
they
American
are
kids
torn
growing up
apart.
in the
And then
heartland.
10 years together, or 10 years later, they come back together and have a romantic week. It's like The Notebook.
Wow.
But the ending is very different because the guy, like his family is like crazy hillbillies who want to kill him. So they keep trying to murder him
Wow.
through the whole book.
That is different.
I know.
From what I know of the Notebook.
So, what's funny about this is it stars Michelle Mahonigan, which isn't the funny part, but it
It's
has
a little funny.
It has
I
James.
think Monahan.
It has James Marston in the lead role, and
Oh.
he ended up playing the other guy in The Notebook.
Oh.
He was the unrequited love in The Notebook.
Aw, you feel
Did
bad
like
for
a
him.
Fozzie Bear over here.
And so
too.
he All right, so then we got The Longest Ride in 2013.
Facebook user Cynthia only had this to say: a lightweight.
Nicholas Sparks is a lightweight.
Look out. And then it looks like she dropped her mic,
Yeah.
I think is what happened after
It
that.
depends on which one you read,
Yeah.
I think.
She's
Sounds
read
like
them
it.
all, and she just
Yeah.
The one I just see me, we're almost there. Never mind. I'll
Okay,
wait till we
so
get there.
Longest Ride, 2013, movie 2015. I think we started talking about this in the podcast.
I think we
when it
did,
came
yeah.
out. It has Scott Eastwood, which is Clint Eastwood's. I guess this is where like all the young, hunky, soon-to-be action stars get their big
Alan
break.
Alda?
Yeah, he is young and hunky.
Melissa
Benoist.
Benoist.
Supergirl.
Yeah.
Is she the main person?
Nope, it's Britt Robertson.
Oh.
Okay, well, Britt Robertson didn't appreciate that. Oh.
Well, I don't know.
She was
Whatever.
in Scream 4 doing the best she could.
What are we talking about now? I lost track. Best
Britt
Longest
Robertson.
Ride.
Longest ride.
Longest
Okay.
Ride, yeah. All right.
I
So-
started reading this one, but I didn't finish.
No dice. Okay.
Next book was See Me, and there is no movie to See Me because it came out in 2015. And the last Nicholas Sparks movie, which was The Choice, it came out in 2016, cost $10 million to make, only made $23 million.
Look out.
Here's a fun fact about the Nicholas Sparks movie. The highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes is The Notebook with 52%.
That's crazy.
And then
Ryan Gosling and Amy Adams only get 52%.
Well, it's Rachel McAdams, so...
Oh, what did I say?
You said Amy Adams.
I would
get their names
I would rate
confused all
Rachel
the time.
McAdams a little higher, I think.
Rachel McAdams is great.
Like I would rather see a Rachel McAdams movie than an Amy Adams movie.
Probably,
Absolutely,
yeah.
Rachel McAdams is one of the
So we
Rotten
agree.
Tomatoes is
underused,
wrong,
underused
is all I'm
actresses of
saying.
our time.
She
I
makes
think.
weird choices.
And the guy,
I think Hollywood has made weird choices for her.
Well,
the
okay.
guy who plays the old guy, what's his name? Ugh, well now I have to look it
You
up.
do have to.
Is it Adam West?
No.
All
That,
right,
that would have
well,
been funny. If it
We gotta
would've
talk
been.
about See Me in 2x2, and then we gotta wrap this up.
All right. See
All right.
me.
I just started reading See Me,
Yeah.
and I'm only like 100 pages in, but I'm really liking it. It started really well. Sometimes they start kind of slow until the two people get together, but
Right.
this was like it starts with from the perspective of this guy that's like stalking her.
Yeah.
So it's like already like
And,
really
and
intense.
2x2 sort of wrecked you, didn't it?
I did not like 2x2.
Yeah.
It
Which
was
is
really
funny because
disappointing.
it is. We talk about it every week. It's been on that bestsellers
It's
list
got
forever.
staying power. Yeah.
My problem was it was about 200 pages too long.
Ooh.
Like
That's always
and the
awful.
whole and the first 200 pages is what the premise is. Like if you read the inside cover, it says that he loses his wife and his life falls apart. That's the first 200 pages. So it's just like you watch their marriage fall apart for 200 pages.
Great.
And it was really depressing. And then after that, the next 200 pages, it's like, okay, he's trying to cope with his marriage falling apart, and then he does the whole sudden tragic thing that
Okay.
I didn't think needed to be in there. I just wanted it to be a father-daughter story.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that. It was like 4 different things.
Okay.
So I found it very, very depressing, and then sad, and then depressing again.
So it sounds like, according to you, stay away from 2x2 in The Rescue.
Yeah.
And somebody just coming in blind, hey, I want to read a Nicholas Sparks book.
I
What
would
do-
say The Guardian. Because
The
that's
Guardian.
that's my favorite.
Okay, not one of the more iconic ones. You go,
Well, The Notebook is really good too.
okay.
What about the lucky one?
The Lucky One is good.
All right, but your gut says The Guardian.
Yeah, that's my
That's
favorite.
the way to go.
So-
Okay.
James Garner
Oh, I love James Garner.
is the old guy.
Oh,
the
that's
movies,
fun.
they keep making tons of them, but if you look, their
Yeah, it's like
worldwide
one a year,
grosses,
basically.
they can't get over the 120 million mark worldwide.
Yeah.
And like the one that made the most money was Message in a Bottle, but it cost too much. It was
Yeah.
$80 million.
Well, and that was 18
then
years
you
ago
have- yeah.
also.
And then you have the Notebook. Sure, it cost only 30 million. So like that 115. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nights in Rodin. Oh no, that's Dear John.
I mean, a lot of them they realized like, hey, let's only spend $20 million
Yeah.
on these by casting young up and comer.
Yeah.
And that was a good idea because they were starting. But it seems like maybe
Yeah,
the
it
past
seems
couple,
like the star power has kind of gone down. Though James Marsden, Best of Me wasn't that long ago.
Well, The Best of Me has a pretty bad review. It only has an 8%.
It seems like
It's
Safe Haven is one of the more successful ones in recent
Yeah.
years.
I liked
Safe Haven, the
I
lucky
liked
one.
the movie.
Best movie adaptation, Kendra?
I'd say The Notebook or
Okay.
A Walk to Remember.
All right.
Those are my 2 favorites.
All right. Those are the ones everybody
Yeah, I'm gonna
likes.
say Safe Haven.
If you want to cry, those are
Those
when
are the
I
ones.
need a good cry, I put in The Notebook.
Okay.
Um,
So are you gonna
Wow. Well, good news. The Notebook is getting a follow-up TV show on the CW.
Oh, I heard that.
To be announced
Yes.
on the date. We
Yeah.
don't know when, but
Yeah.
the CW will be having.
CW.
Yeah.
Oh, please!
Where
You
else?
both are loving Riverdale.
That's the place
Yes,
to go. I
but
do love Riverdale. Yes.
I don't want the CW to make.
Well, they're gonna make them both vampires, so. Be
Now
ready.
that I would watch.
Yeah.
That I would watch.
All right. Well, I think we got it.
Yeah, we sure did.
I think we covered Nicholas Sparks.
we sure did.
All right. Will you ever read another Nicholas Sparks book, Eric?
No.
Are you ready, Kendra? Or like when the next one comes out in 1 to 2 years, are you going to be first in
yeah.
line for it?
I'll
okay.
keep reading
You're
them.
committed.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think I would pick up another one, but having read one,
We're not the target audience.
No, but having read one and liked it, I have a little bit more respect for them now.
Yeah.
I think because that one was solid and not really one of the better ones according to like the world. So, whatever.
But one of the shortest ones.
Yeah, one of the if not the shortest.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah, I had picked up that in The Wedding, and the
Yeah.
difference was like 50 pages, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna stick with Nice and Redante.
But that worked out well though because then all three of us had read the same one.
Yeah.
And we could dig in there.
Sure
So-
dug into it.
All right. Well, thank you, Kendra, for
welcome.
joining us, adding the extra weight of your expertise
Yes.
to the
And hey,
podcast.
Smell you later.
Oh, you've changed.
Yeah.
Just like a Nicholas Sparks character.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
just like
Quite,
Richard
quite the
Gere.
arc. Over
Yeah,
this
it was.
podcast.
It was.
Sure
Well,
is.
let's talk library news, Eric. What do you have coming up?
Anime Club.
That's
is
the place
every
to be.
Wednesday.
I know, up in the new teen loft.
Up in the new Teen
But we're
Loft.
just saying the loft, right? We're not saying
Teen Loft. It's
Okay.
It's fine. It's
One or the
interchangeable. It's like saying Panther and Leopard at the. You know, one is
Yeah,
the same.
sure. Yeah, I heard.
They're a little different.
Nope. Okay.
They look different. Though.
Okay.
Yeah. Well. Okay. I'm
right.
not gonna get into this.
All right.
We got Anime Club 5:30 to 7:30 every Wednesday night, and the next movie we're showing is Trolls.
Ooh.
And that's gonna be what is it? March. Yeah.
Yeah,
Both to the
first-
calendars.
First Friday in March.
Yeah, March 3rd.
March 3rd.
We're showing Trolls.
Okay.
Having an anti-Valentine's Day party tomorrow.
That's
on
funny.
Valentine's Day,
14th.
3 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Labyrinth. It was the only like age-appropriate movie I could think of where like there isn't a love story,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
like kind of because David Bowie's like, Jennifer Connelly, come fall in love with me, and she's like, I hate your Labyrinth.
I still haven't seen.
I
that
haven't seen
movie.
it either.
Yeah, you're
We
both.
keep saying we're gonna watch it. and
Well,
then we
we're
don't.
the book clubs are currently reading The Pelican Brief by John Grisham. Kendra,
I haven't started.
You
it
haven't
yet,
started,
but
okay.
I'm.
that's
I'm
all right.
Doing it.
You're committed. All right,
Yes.
that's great. Contemporary classics. We're just winding down on the Underground Railroad. That meets on the 21st, and then after that, we'll be moving on to The Nest by Cynthia D'Abrick Sweeney, as we mentioned.
I would just like to say
Yes.
that everyone should come to book club because
Yeah.
it's so fun.
Thank you.
And I go every month,
That's all
and
I'm
I
saying.
look forward to it every
Yeah.
month. So everyone should come.
Yeah, it's been busy. The last couple of times we've had to like drag
I
out
know.
chairs, and
It's been really.
it's a happening place to be. It's a happening place to be.
And if somebody young and cool like Kendra goes,
I
Yeah,
know.
she's hip.
then
She's with it.
you know.
Yeah.
I know what all the cool kids are saying.
We've got our family movie coming up on February 18th at 10:30 in the
don't say
morning.
it.
We're showing the Disney Cinderella, the classic 1950s
Oh, boy.
animated Cinderella.
You know what?
Is that
May-
1950?
Yeah,
You know what you're
1953.
doing.
Wow.
I mean, we didn't think anyone would come to the movie showing we're doing of Nomeo and Juliet.
You didn't think anyone would
And
come.
tons of people
I
decided
thought
to
they
come.
would. So
Nomeo and Juliet as the Valentine's Day film. Who would have thought?
who would have thought? We show a family matinee at 10:30, the third Saturday of every month. So I can't remember what next month is, but it'll be great, I'm sure.
Yeah, I
So-
can't remember what it is either.
Our senior matinee for this month coming up on February 28th at 2 o'clock, Roman Holiday.
Yeah.
So
a good one.
good. Join
We
us
found
for
out we
that.
didn't have Roman Holiday, Sabrina, or Breakfast at Tiffany's
Yeah.
in our collections.
Yeah,
So
we
I.
we had to stock
I
up
don't
on
like
Audrey
Breakfast and
Hepburn.
Tiffany's, which I know is controversial.
Your
but-
segment is over.
I tried to read the book and hated it,
Oh,
so
really?
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the movie though.
Yeah. I like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Starring Melissa Joan
from
Hart.
Archie Comics. Sure.
No, the show.
I'm still holding that hope she's going to show up as Sabrina on
I think
Riverdale.
she will.
They've mentioned, he says, because the guy is the one who's writing the Sabrina comics.
Yeah.
He's the one in charge of the show. He says he plans on having her show up. Do you think though she's just gonna be like a goth girl who's into like Wicca
I don't know.
as opposed to like actually magic?
I
don't know.
want real magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want
I
like
want
a
her to
moment where
turn
she's
someone
like,
into a
I don't think. I
frog.
mean, the show is eerie and weird. I don't think it would be that hard to have like a
So,
magic character.
what if it was
in
just like like she says, "All right, I'll see you later, Archie," and he like turns around and she's just gone.
She's gone.
And
I
like,
love it.
was it magic or was
I
it?
love
It's
it.
just foggy in Riverdale
Yeah,
all
it's
the
probably
time.
just foggy.
So, yeah.
Well.
All right.
never
Well,
not
remember
fog.
to rate us on iTunes. That helps people find us. Helps a brother out. You can Retweet it on Twitter, share it on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at All the Book Show. You can find us on Facebook at David A. Howe Public Library. And then we're always just here at the library. So you can come hang out with us.
Great. Now that we're in work.
Well, it's called the official podcast of the
Yeah,
David
but
A.
we
Howe
could be
Public
we could be
Library.
working somewhere else.
Oh, that's
we could be
true. We could
we could be
remote.
on retainer.
Yeah, we're actually we record from a boat and
Yes.
it just floats around.
Yeah, collecting guest stars.
Yeah, we collect guest stars.
So-
Yeah, usually members of our immediate family
Yeah.
or people who work
Hey,
in
we're
this
gonna
library.
we're gonna be putting down anchor
So, yeah.
outside of Newburyport.
Yeah, right outside
So-
Eric's house. All right. Well, again, thanks for joining us, Kendra, and we will
You're
see you
welcome.
all next time.
Smell you later.
Bye, podcasts.